better call the Gazette office and tell that photographer not to come.
Yeah, I guess so. Hand me the phone. Thanks. Hello, operator. Give me the Wistful Vista Gazette, you, Mert?
Oh, dear.
How's every little thing, Myrtle? Is, eh? What say, Mert? Your father? Tossed in the jug, eh?
Oh, dear. Arrested, was he?
No, he went out to a farm and bought a gallon of apple cider, paid $1 for the cider, and they tossed in the jug. Mert? Oh, okay. Line's out of order. Icicle.
Reynolds Metals Company, pioneers of progress through aluminum, bring you Fibber McGee and Molly each week at this time. Reynolds Aluminum also brings you Mr. Peepers, starring Molly Cox, on NBC television Sunday night. See your local paper for time and channel. And don't forget to be with us again next Tuesday night. Good night.
Tonight, play Two for the Money with Herb Schreiner on NBC.
From the NRECA convention in the Civic Auditorium in San Francisco, the Reynolds Aluminum Program with Fibber McGee and Molly. Reynolds Metals Company, makers of Reynolds Aluminum, presents Fibber McGee and Molly, transcribed with Bill Thompson, Gail Gordon, Arthur Q. Bryan, Dick McGrand, and me, Arlo Wilcox. The show is written by Bill Leslie and Keith Fowler and directed by Max Hutto, with music by the King's Men and Billy Mills Orchestra. In a big farmhouse kitchen or in an apartment kitchenette, women know the best way to keep food is in aluminum foil. And their favorite foil is Reynolds Wrap, the original and genuine pure aluminum. It's the ideal wrap for the foods you freeze, just as it is perfect for the leftovers in your refrigerator. Reynolds Wrap is moisture-proof, odor-proof, and foods wrap faster. That means better flavor, less shrinkage. And this aluminum foil molds around any shape, clings tightly so you don't have to do any taping or tying. For poultry or large cuts of meat, get heavy-duty Reynolds Wrap, half a yard wide. Popular companion to the regular 12-inch standard and jumbo rolls. Be sure to ask by name for Reynolds Wrap, made by the world's largest producer of aluminum foil, the Reynolds Metals Company. Mr. McGee of 79 Wistful Vista is chopping a hole in his living room wall. That's him over there in the corner with the hatchet, the chisel, and the eager expression. The lady there in the doorway with her arms full of bundles and her face full of horror is Mrs. McGee of Fibber McGee and Molly.
Now I'm getting someplace.
Gee, what in the world are you...
Oh.
Put down that hatchet before you break a hole in the wall.
Hi, Molly. I didn't hear you come in. Wait till you see what I'm doing, kiddo.
What are you doing? And stop it.
Hi, my dear. I'm putting in a wall safe. Now stand back so you don't get hit with flying plaster.
A wall safe.
Yep. Sitting right there on the floor, Tootsie. Look at it.
McGee, now there are two things I don't need in my living room. One is a wall safe, and the other one is you with a hatchet. Put it down, will you?
Look, we're going out to dinner tonight, remember?
That's what you promised.
Right, and for once in our life, we ain't going to worry about burglars. All our priceless possessions will be safely locked up in our safe.
We've got priceless possessions?
Why, certainly. What about my collection of streetcar transfers? Including the rare green 1932 one with no holes in it from the Dugan Flake line, which the conductor punched me instead of it when I wouldn't turn it in.
All that should be handed down to posterity for sure, and the sooner the better.
And don't forget the autograph I got from Dizzy Odell, the flagpole sitter. The only guy in his racket that ever painted himself red, white, and blue and come down to half-mast when his mother-in-law died.
I forgot that. That would attract any burglar who specialized in hot autographs.
Yeah, and how about our jewelry?
What jewelry?
Why, your string of genuine assimilated artificial pearls. Ones that cost me over $60 to win them on the Elks Club punch board. Or do you want to wear them to dinner tonight?
No. When I go out to dinner, I like an oyster cocktail.
Well, I mean...
And when I wear those pearls, I always feel the oysters are sneering at me.
Oh. You can see how bad we need this wall tape, Molly. So stand back now so the plaster don't hit you. I always...
Hold it, hatchet man. Come in. Oh, good morning, Dr. Gamble.
Hello, my dear. And peekaboo to you, possum puss.
Hi, Bayfront.
What are you doing with a hand axe, knothead? Playing Indian again?
He's putting in a wall safe, Doctor. Heaven help me.
Oh, no. You're not planning to do a job like that by yourself.
Why, certainly I'm going to do it by myself, you big septic. What do you think them holes are over there where I picked the wrong spot? Think mice did that?
Well, don't you worry, Molly. You can get a room at the YWCA when your little one-man wrecking crew brings down the house.
What are you talking about? Are you suggesting I can't do a simple job like this without tearing the house down?
Do you remember the locker room at the Elks Club last week, my boy, when you decided to drive a nail in the wall to hang your clothes on?
What happened, Doctor?
Practically everything, Molly. He couldn't find a hammer, so he stuck the nail in a crack and felted it with a golf club. Mine, of course.
Hit it, too.
You certainly did. You drove it through the wall into the shower room where old man McDonald of the Third National Bank was taking a shower.
Do any damage, Doctor?
Well, the nail apparently went through just as McDonald stooped over to pick up a bar of soap. Made quite a change in the old man's business methods.
How do you mean, Doctor?
Well, he's the only banker in town these days who forecloses mortgages standing up.
Billy Mills in the orchestra, San Francisco, with a special arrangement of Golden Gate.
Well, I finally found the right place for the wall safe this time, Molly, right over the mantel here.
Well, I'm glad you finally made up your mind.
Yep.
If you'd have chopped any more holes in this wall, the entire house would have crumbled around our ears.
Albeit ever so crumbled, there's no place like home. Gosh, don't you get it, kiddo? It's a pun on a well-known song that goes...
Ain't funny, McGee.
Might have sounded funny if I'd have sung it. It ever so crumbled.
Come in. Oh, hello, Ollie.
Yes, hello, missus. And for you, a duplication, McGee.
Hi, Ollie. I'm kind of busy here, so don't bother me.
Hey, if you're still in termites, McGee, the sharp edge of the hatchet don't work for you.
No?
Try the flat side.
I'm not killing termites. I'm putting ourselves in a wall space, boy.
McGee, I tell you 100 times, don't call me boy.
Okay, I'm sorry.
If I'm a boy, I waste a lot of time shaving.
Okay.
Only call a fella by his right age. But you like it that I call you old man?
Well, no.
Well, you keep calling me boy and you won't live to be an old man.
Okay, it won't happen again.
I'll try to remind him, Ollie. See, how's all your family these days? Well, I hope.
Well, I hope so too, Mather. My boy Lars, the one in the Navy, he's home for a lot of vacation next week.
Oh?
He gets 10 days, leave? No, you trust you. He gets 10 days vacation.
Oh.
I'll bet you were glad to see the lad. How is he?
Oh, he's just fine, Mrs. Only he limps a bit. He got his foot stepped on by an army sergeant on manure.
An army sergeant on maneuvers with the police?
No, Lars tried to maneuver between the sergeant and a big marine in the San Francisco dance hall.
Oh, cutting up, huh?
Yes, they was all jitterbugging, and the sergeant bugged when he threw the jitters.
I bet the lad is having fun. How did he like San Francisco?
Oh, he gets a big kick out of it, Mrs.
Yeah?
Lars says the people in San Francisco treated him fine, too. They used to lean over backwards there.
To be nice to him, huh?
No, to walk up those hills.
Oh.
Everybody leans over backwards, Lars says.
I understand it's a wonderful town to eat in, too, Ollie. They say the restaurant.
Oh, Lord, he used hoots and hollers about the seafood out there, Mrs.
Yeah?
He ate down on Fisherman's Fort, where they baked a 50-pound salmon with all the vegetables cooked inside of it.
Stuff?
Mrs., he could hardly walk. Then he went into another place where they were serving a stewed crab that weighed 200 pounds.
Oh, cut it out. A 200-pound crab.
McGee, was you ever on Larson's boat?
Well, of course not.
Then how do you know about Larson's captain days when he's stewed? So long ago.
Well, I better get back to work. Where's my hatchet?
On the piano?
Where's my plaster?
What plaster?
The plaster I'm going to plaster around the safe with when I get it in the... Oh, my gosh, I forgot to order any plaster. Give me the phone. I'll call the hardware store. Hello, operator. Give me the hardware store at 14th and... Oh, is that you, Mert?
Ah, dear.
How's every little thing, Mert? Cheers, eh? What's that, Mert? A little stranger at your sister's house. 10 pounds, eh?
How sweet. What's the little one's name?
They didn't ask him. This midget was selling peanut brittle from door to door, and they bought 10 pounds. What's that, Mert? Okay. Mine's busy. I'll call later as soon as I finish this chopping on account of because I got to get...
Hello, Molly. Hi, pal.
Oh, it's Mr. Wilcox. Hello, Mr. Wilcox.
Hi, Junior. Stand back so you don't get hit with flying plaster.
Okay.
And before you make any wise facts about why am I chopping down the living room, I ain't. I'm putting in a wall safe to protect my valuables from burglars. Okay?
Well, sure, pal, sure. I think you've got an absolutely right idea.
Remind me to never speak to you again, Mr. Wilcox.
No, I mean, he's right in wanting to protect his valuables, Molly. My course, if any. I was talking to my uncle about that the other day out at his farm.
Oh?
Yeah, he's the one that heads the Cattlemen's Association.
Oh?
You've heard me mention him, Big Cowhead Wilcox. He feels just like you do, pal, about protecting his valuables.
Oh, he's got a wall safe, has he?
No. The things he has all of his money tied up in are things that won't fit in a safe very well.
Well, what do you mean?
Well, Uncle Big Cowhead has everything tied up in livestock and in poultry, you see.
Oh, yeah. Well, a cow in a safe would be kind of a tight fit. I can see that.
Yeah, it'd be hard to milk.
Yeah.
Unhandy.
You could hardly get in there with it.
He makes his livestock and his poultry pay off better because he protects them constantly against loss.
Protect him, huh? What does he do? Keep them covered with a gun to keep out the rustlers?
No. Keeps them covered with Reynolds lifetime aluminum to keep out the heat of the sun.
Oh, what an opening.
Nothing takes the weight off livestock in the summer like heat, you see. So by housing his livestock in aluminum barns made of Reynolds lifetime aluminum roofing and siding, the wise farmer keeps that stock as much as 15 degrees cooler and puts extra weight on them, which means extra money in the bank.
Yeah, but about this wall safe.
Like a lot of smart farmers, Uncle Big Cowhead realizes that cows give more milk, hens lay more eggs when they're kept cool and comfortable under aluminum.
Yeah, but a hot hen that laid hard-boiled eggs would be quite a novelty, Jimmy. Did you ever have a hot hen?
Now look, you work better when you're cool and comfortable, don't you?
Yeah, of course, but I never tried laying eggs, Junior.
Oh, look who's talking.
Well, the big payoff to the farmer comes in avoiding that summer slump, because he gets more eggs, more milk, and more weight on meat animals by housing them in aluminum barns. Barns made of Reynolds lifetime aluminum roofing and siding. Because
Hey, really?
yes, now.
Must you go, Mr. Wilcox, right this minute?
Yes, Molly, I must. As the man in the restaurant said when the waiter asked him where he wanted the mint sauce, I'll take it on the lamb.
Oh, brother.
Isn't that awful? No wonder he slammed the door so fast. He didn't want us to see him blood.
Nothing makes that guy blush, kiddo. He's got more gall than Caesar divided into 3 parts. Well, let me see how this safe fits now. Let's see.
Be careful. Can you lift it all right?
Yeah, you know, look at that. It fits. Fits right in the wall, Molly. How's it look?
Awful. You just gonna let it sit in that big hole like
Oh, no. I'm going to neaten it up all right. As soon as I get the plaster. I'll have this baby looking so straight as you will.
Come in. Oh, it's Mayor Latrivia. Hello, Mr. Mayor.
Oh, hi, Chris. Come in.
Hello, Molly. McGee.
How do you like my new safe, Homer? Wall safe.
Is that it?
That's it, Mr. Mayor.
Oh, I got to fill in around with plaster and smooth it over, but there she is, boy. You got any valuable jewelry outside the hawk shop? You know, heirlooms and stuff like that there?
Well, nothing of importance, no. My grandmother had some very fine pearls at one time, but my sister got those.
Oh, yes, your grandmother. She lived in England, didn't she?
Yes, she was quite prominent in Queen Victoria's day, Molly. Matter of fact, I have a picture of her taken at Westminster Abbey. She was a lady in waiting.
Did the guy ever show up?
Did who ever show up?
Was the man who left her waiting at the church, Mr. Mayor. You said she was waiting in front of the Abbey.
Yeah, twiddling her pearls and pacing up and down in front of the church is a sad way to have her picture took on a
I'm afraid you didn't understand.
Oh?
My grandmother was not left waiting at the church. She was a lady in waiting at court. She was quite
Well, I don't blame her for having the law on.
Oh, sir.
The poor little thing.
Yeah, she ought to haul him into court, boy. Any guy that kills the girl's affections and leaves her with a cheap string of pearls that she probably made the down payment on herself.
Just a minute here, please. I think we're off on 3 or 4 of the wrong feet already. Now, A, they were not cheap pearls. B, she did not make the down payment herself. C,
Well, I'm glad he was gentleman enough to make the first payment. Maybe the lad...
he didn't make a payment on the pearls, Molly. There was no man involved in the waiting my grandmother did at all.
No man. Oh, now, don't tell me she was waiting for the Robert E. Lee because she...
Hold it. Please. Let me finish.
Oh, pardon me.
Yeah. My grandmother was a lady in waiting to Queen Victoria.
Yes.
The lady in waiting is the Queen's personal attendant, you see. One of her duties is to hold up the Queen's claim.
Oh, well, that's different.
Oh, yeah, the Queen was waiting for a present, McGee.
Grandma held it up so the Queen could catch it. What'd she do, just flag it down with a string of pearls waving them?
No, she didn't.
Or did she just throw herself in front of the cow catcher?
No,
That's
wait.
what I bet she done, Molly. Flang herself down on the tracks and dared the engineer to run over her because it's a federal offense.
She didn't fling herself down on the flack at all. The flang at all. My grandmother never stopped a flame except for drain in the night. When I said she was a waiting at port, waiting at the port, no. You were the one. It was just a matter. I was finer than you. And I
McGee.
Yes, Prince Albert.
There's a new golf course just opened out beyond the city limits. I'd like to run you out there tomorrow in my car.
Oh, well, gee, thanks, son.
And no thanks are necessary, McGee. I've always wanted to run you out of town. Good day.
The King's Men by the Watermelon Vine.
Lindy, 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 you're coming out tonight. Lindy, 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 you're as sweet as sugar cane. Lindy, 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 while the party shines bright. Lindy, 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 let's go walking in the lane. There's nobody looking, only Mr. Moon. But you keep me waiting till tomorrow noon. There's a lot of happiness that we can do. Time to wait. Lindy, 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 while the party shines bright. Lindy, 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 put your hand in mine. Lindy, 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 ain't you coming out tonight? Lindy, come and meet me by the water. Won't you meet me by the wall?
Oh, I had a little reptile that I found down by the lake. He wrapped himself around my leg. He was a garter snake. Hey, Molly.
Yes, dearie, how's it? McGee, what are you doing with my good cake server?
Oh, is that what this is? I wondered where we got a sterling silver trowel. I've been plastering in high style, Tootsie.
So I see.
I got the wall safe all set in, nice and solid.
Just in time, if I may say so.
Yep.
You've dropped enough plaster on the mantel and the hearth to put a ceiling on the Yankee outfield.
Oh, well,
And enough on yourself to roof the bleachers.
Gee whiz, you can't do it just...
Your hair looks like half an acre of tall grass with frost on it.
Yeah, but gee whiz,
Your
Mom.
ears look like two pork chops just out of the freezer. And your eyes... McGee, your eyes. I can't even see them for the plaster. Open your eyes.
Look, Tootsie, relax. My eyes are around on this side. You're looking at the back of my head.
Now, if this is the way Uncle Dennis looked the night you said he came home plastered, I'm glad I was asleep.
Now, if you're through admiring me, my dear, why don't you take a good look at our new wall safe? Look at there.
Hey, that's not bad at all.
Betcha.
That's the way a wall safe looks.
That's it.
Just a little iron door sticking out of the wall.
That's it. As soon as the plaster dries good and I get a guy in to repaper the room, have the rug and the furniture cleaned, all I got to do is patch up them wrong holes I chopped in the wall, and presto, we're all set.
It's one of the longest prestos on record. By the time we...
Hold it, Tootsie. Hold it. Come in.
Oh, it's the old timer.
Hello there, kids. Hi, Johnny. Hey, Johnny.
Yeah?
What happened? You look like you've been dipped in honey and dragged through a flour mill.
No, I just been...
What you do, daughter? Dip him in honey and drag him through a flour mill because you look
Oh,
like...
cut it out. Been doing a little work, that's all. I just put in a wall safe. There, over the mantel.
We need a wall safe, you know, like we need a case of hides.
This is keep valuable stuff in, old timer. Money and papers and stuff like that. Where do you keep your valuables?
Where the wall
My watch pocket, Johnny.
Oh.
Got a few sentimental heirlooms here, like, for instance, the first dollar Papa ever made.
You have it?
Yep.
To rob you.
Spelling is kind of crude, and he drew Mr. Washington with a hat on, but it's the sentiment, daughter.
pretty sentimental about money myself.
And I always got a picture of Mama with me, and here it is.
Oh, your mother. Fine-looking woman.
Yeah. She had a nice beard, didn't she?
Oh, that's the wrong picture, kids. That's Charlie, the pet Airedale we used to have. Wonderful dog. Papa used to say a dog was man's best friend.
I've heard that.
Papa wasn't the man, though. Charlie bit him every time he seen him. Hated the sight of Papa, but he sure liked the taste of him.
Must have got a little monotonous owning a dog that thought you were lunch, huh?
Well, Papa always did love dumb animals, kid.
Yeah.
Only trouble was, Papa was dumber than Charlie. I was telling my girlfriend Bessie about Papa last night. Bessie, I says,
Say, we haven't seen Bessie for a while, you know. How is she?
yes, fine, daughter. She's a mighty cute girl, Bessie is. You can call that a girl, which I do to keep from getting slugged.
I bet she has a temper, all right. Red-headed, isn't she?
No, just her hair is red, daughter. Her head's kind of a bony color. Hard, too.
You two have been going together for quite a while, haven't you? You ever think of getting married?
Well, Johnny, Bessie does.
Yeah.
Says to me yesterday, honey, she says, why don't we get married? Don't be silly, Bessie, I says. Who'd want to marry us? Come on, kid.
I hope people can leave us alone now. I want to show you how this safe works.
Are we still going out for dinner?
You betcha we're going out for dinner. As soon as I stuff a few of my precious belongings into this little safe and show you how grades work, I'll go start getting cleaned up. Hand me my wallet with all my money there.
Here you are.
Good. In the safe it goes. See?
Right.
Now, I merely slam the door shut, thus. Give the knob a few fast swirls, hint. There, just see? You couldn't blow that safe open with TNT.
Wonderful. But how do you...
Well, I'll go clean up now, and when we're ready to go out to dinner, we merely open her up, take my wallet out, slap her shut again, and off we go.
Well, that's a good deal, dearie.
Yeah?
How do you open it? With a key?
No, it's got a combination.
Do you have the combination?
My dear, you ain't married to a dunce. Of course I got the combination. I didn't trust my memory either. I wrote it down on the back of my driver's license.
Well, good for you. Where's the driver's license?
Ah, it's in my wallet, in the safe. In the safe.
Molly return in a moment. As people all over America listen to this program, the power for their radios comes largely through aluminum, much of it Reynolds aluminum. That's because most of the nation's overhead electric transmission lines are aluminum cables. Reynolds aluminum helps bring power for all the electrical appliances that make a modern farm and a modern home. Refrigerators, freezers, washing machines, milking equipment, kitchen ranges. They're not only powered through aluminum, but many parts of these appliances are made of aluminum. Reynolds is proud to recall the swift expansion of its own aluminum cable production at a critical time in our farm electrification program. And proud of its cooperation with appliance manufacturers to make electric power more useful. Look to aluminum for progress. And to the Reynolds Metals Company for progress in aluminum.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we salute more than 4,000 members of the National Rural Electric Cooperative Association who are in convention here in San Francisco.
These are the men and women who brought the lights to the farms of America. Today, this country's most modern homes are found on our farms.
Hey, you remember the first day they got electricity on Uncle Sycamore's farm back home, Molly?
I'll never forget
Yeah, I don't either.
Everybody was so happy
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
Remember when they turned on the current, how your uncle's face lit up?
Like a Roman candle. So would yours if you'd been standing with your thumb in a socket. It was shocking. Good night.
Good night, Al.
Reynolds Metals Company, pioneers of progress through aluminum, brings you Fibber McGee and Molly each week at this time. Reynolds Aluminum also brings you Mr. Peepers, starring Molly Cox on NBC television Sunday night. See your local paper for time and channel. And don't forget to be with us again next Tuesday night. Good night.
Transcribed. Tonight, play Two for the Money with Herb Schreiner on NBC.
The Reynolds Aluminum Program with Fibber McGee and Molly. Reynolds Metals Company, makers of Reynolds Aluminum, presents Fibber McGee and Molly, transcribed with Bill Thompson, Gail Gordon, Arthur Q. Bryan, Gil Stratton Jr., and me, Harlow Wilcox. The show is written by Phil Leslie and Keith Fowler and directed by Max Hutto, with music by the King's Men and Billy Mills Orchestra. What every farmer wants is more income per acre. And one sure way to get it is to use a portable sprinkler irrigation system made of light, strong, rust-proof Reynolds aluminum pipe. You move this equipment from field to field, have water where you want it, when you want it. It's light to carry. A 20-foot length of 4-inch pipe weighs only about 15 pounds. And the results in increased crop yields are amazing. Often the increase is enough to pay for the whole system in one season. Your pastures will feed more cattle with this modern irrigation. 2, 3, and even 4 times the number of head per acre. Your growing season is stretched far into the fall. Then you just store your Reynolds aluminum pipe outside without fear of rust. Worth looking into, isn't it? Get your copy of the big 16-page booklet, More Income per Acre. Write to Irrigation, Reynolds Metals Company, Louisville 1, Kentucky. That address again is Irrigation, Reynolds Metals Company, Louisville 1, Kentucky. Ladies, suppose you had a husband whose idea of being gallant was to take off his hat when he went to bed. Then, suppose you came home one day from a shopping trip with a large bundle in your arms, and that same husband said,
Pity, fair damsel, wouldst allow me to take thy bundle?
you'd probably say,
Huh?
just like Mrs. McGee of Fibber McGee and Molly.
Would you mind repeating that, McGee?
Not at all, not at all. I said, prithee, fair damsel, wouldst allow me to take thy bundle?
Oh, sure. Take the bundle. And take an aspirin. Take a tonic. You're not well.
No doubt my language does seem strange. As soon as I take it your bundle and put it on the table, I will explain it.
Yes, I wish you would have. What goes on?
Well, that was a sample of the new McGee, kiddo. The courteous McGee that's replaced the old McGee, which I used to have the manners of a Chinese bull in a shop.
Oh, you shouldn't say that about Chinese bull.
Huh?
I mean, you shouldn't say that about yourself.
Well, why not? Didn't I always put cigar butts in your sewing basket?
Well, yeah.
And didn't I wipe my hands and face with the his towels and wipe my shoes with the hers towels?
That's true.
And didn't I read the newspaper at the breakfast table and poke a hole in the middle of it so that I could drink coffee without putting it down?
That you did.
Now, let's face it, Tootsie, I've been real uncouth, but that's all over. From now on, I'm going to be politer than a Pekingese pup in a backyard full of bulldogs.
You know, I think I'm going to like this, sweetheart. To what do I owe this change for, I hope, the better?
I am reading a book, The Life of Sir Walter Raleigh.
Sir Walter Raleigh.
Lived more than 300 years ago, and they're still writing books about it. And why? On account of because he was polite. Why, do you know what he done?
Yes.
I'll tell you about it. You see, Sir Walter was walking through the streets of London one time, wrapped up in one of them long velvet cloaks that nobody wears nowadays except wrestlers.
He must have made a pretty picture.
It was sloppy weather and the streets were full of mud, and all of a sudden here comes Big Queen Bess without her overshoes.
The careless girl.
And Sir Walter sees the Queen prowling around the puddle, so quick to flash. He whips off his velvet cloak and spreads it over the puddle so she can trot across without getting her dog danced, see? That kiddo is real courtesy.
certainly is. So, Sir Walter Raleigh is going to be your model.
Gosh, I'm going to act like him and talk like him and be like him. Maybe 300 years from now, there'll be a book about Sir Fibber McGee.
I'd like to read that.
No longer needest thou do all the work and beat thy brains out, for I am at thy beck and call. Dost thou approve?
Yea, verily. Well, I'm a little tired from that trip downtown,
Sit
so...
you here in my favorite chair.
Well, good. I'd take a look at the morning paper, but it's out in the kitchen.
Ah, thy slightest wish is my command, fair lady. I shall...
Heavenly days, I think the lad's got something this time. Oh, could I get used to this treatment in a hurry. Although...
Here thou art, my lady. Readest thou the latest good? 'Tis only...
Come in. Oh, hello, Dr. Gamble. Come in.
Good afternoon, Molly. Hello, Pickle Nose. Ah, we should have lifted the drawbridge across the moat, my lady. The good doctor has caught us with our bridges down. But greetings to thee, my portly friend. What's with him, Molly? Somebody slug him with a loaded plum pudding?
No, he's been reading about Sir Walter Raleigh, Doctor.
And a truly great man, fat sire. And my idol.
Yes, he's living the life of Raleigh today. That was cute. Did you hear what I said, Doctor? The life of Raleigh?
Yes. Ah, 'twas indeed a subtle thrust, my dear. Most provocative of mirth. At least I don't get it all. Well, I'm merely immolating my idol, Doctor. So long as you, sire, are a guest in my house, you shall get naught but sweet talk from me henceforth. Oh, stop it, stupid. You can't pour honey out of a vinegar bottle. Well, why I said bottle, I don't know. Your shape's more like a jug.
Well, now, he's really serious about this, Doctor. He's been very sweet to me.
I mean it, Doctor. Politeness is my byword. Why do you think I'd refer to you, my guest, as a fat, repulsive slob? Never. I'm too polite. Isn't he sweet?
Yes.
It doesn't seem possible, Molly, that this is the same McGee I've known and despised for 20 years. You think I'm going to answer that by saying that the dislike of a lemon-headed lout with a satchel full of sugar pills and a head full of nothing is a compliment? Nay, nay, Doctor. Forsooth. The same little rat who pulled that contemptible trick on the golf course last fall is indeed the same little rat, kind sir.
What did he do on the golf course, Doctor?
Oh, I had to match one, Molly. All I needed was a 3-inch putt. Suddenly, little cheap nickel here screamed he was bee-stung, staggered around in circles, and stomped my ball 6 inches deep in the turf. You chiseler, it was a trick, wasn't it? It was indeed a trick. Never again will I stoop so low to win from a better player. Okay, I quit. When you admit a thing like that, I'm licked. I just have to get used to this, I guess. A new McGee with a heart of gold to match his gold tooth. Your pardon, fair sir, but I haveth not a gold tooth. Well, that's funny. I was sure you had. Do you mind if I look? Look at all you wish. Okay, open your mouth wide. Thanks. I ain't close it. That'll be $5. $5 for what? For examining your throat. My charge for a house call is $5. I'll put it on your bill. Why, you big fat tub of quivering blubber. I'm going to punch you right in the... You tricked me. Forsooth. Very well, good pigeon. Loud.
Billy Mills from the orchestra and second star to the right.
How now, good wife? I see thee with a rag in thy hand?
Yes, you does. I'm dusting.
Ah, my dear, cease thy toil. Would Sir Walter Raleigh permit his queen to do such crummy work and perchance soil her dainty lunch hook? No. Give me the dust rag, kiddo.
Here you are, Gadzooks. You can start dusting the mantel first if you like.
Forsooth, thy word is my command. I'll begin it with these knickknacks here, and when I'm through, every nick and every knack will shine us like, what the hecketh was that?
Knocked a nick and a knick-knack. Look at it, the little china bust of Cupid asleep that Aunt Sarah gave us.
Grieve not, good wife. It can be stucketh back together.
Yeah, but McGee, I wish you hadn't broken it. I love that little thing. It was the nicest bust I ever saw.
And the loudest bust I ever heard. Don't you get it, my lady? She's a fish.
Come in. Oh, hello, Ed.
Hello, Mrs. McGee. Mr. McGee, I brought you a box of alfalfa Corona. Well, greetings, only little man, delivery boy with cigars at hand. Boy, that's quite a hello, Mr. McGee.
That's the new Mr. McGee, Ed. He's selling courtesy today. Sir Walter Raleigh is his model.
Yeah. Sir Walter Raleigh. Oh, he was the guy with the mud puddle bit, right?
That's the man, Ed. He was famous for his courtesy.
How do you stack up in the courtesy department, Ed? Like, for instance, what do you say when you ask a girl to dance? Well, I just grab her and say, let's kick, chick. So what you ought to do, Ed, is give the girl a low bow, see? A low bow? Mm-hmm. Boy, if that gang we go would caught me bowing, they'd boot me out the window. If you do get razzed a little at first, you keep on bowing long enough, and you know what'll happen? Sure, I'll get Charlie horses. You'll get popular, that's what you'll get. Politeness pays off, Ed. You pick out the politest guy you know, and I'll bet he's plenty popular. Girls like that stuff. Now that you mention it, I know one fellow like that. Yeah? Sidney Mildred.
Mildred.
Yes, ma'am. Old Sid is plenty polite, and almost any girl in town will give him a date. You see?
What does he do, Ed?
Well, he always brings the girl a big box of candy. Mm-hmm. And then he always holds the door of his cad convertible open and helps them in. He always takes them to dinner at the Rich Vista Stump Room. I never realized it was courtesy that made old Sid so popular before. But there may be other things in his. The reason I know about him is because his girls usually get a headache and he politely takes them home. Well, I work late at Kramer's, and the girls usually call me around 10:30, and I go by for some of Sid's candy and a little smooching. Well, I think you've got something with that politeness treatment, Mr. McGee. Maybe I can be as popular as old Sid. Thanks a lot. Bye. So long, Ed.
I think the lad is a little confused here.
You said it. He was, hey, what's going to do?
Well, I thought I'd go upstairs and get my sewing basket. I've got a lot of mending to do.
Say no more.
Much as I thought I was going to like this, it's getting a little monotonous. I never saw.
You are? My dear? Here's sewing basket.
Indeed, that was a fast trip.
Yeah. Well, I'd have been quicker, only I stopped in to put a few pair of socks in. I punched the toes out. What else can I do for you?
Oh, Molly, hi, pal.
Hello, Mr. Wilcox.
How now, kind sir?
How now? I thought they only said that to brown cows.
Well, it's the McGee version of the way Sir Walter Raleigh talks, Mr. Wilcox.
Yeah, and he's my ideal. Courtesy, that's the stuff I'm handing out now.
Well, this I never dreamed of.
All my guests are going to be treated with the utmost respect. In the past, perchance, I have showed some lack of interest in a subject quite dear to your heart, but that's all over.
Oh?
In case you've got something you'd like to say, I'll bring it up myself. Reynolds Aluminum, forsooth. Take a pick from there.
Gee whiz, I would like to tell you about Reynolds Lifetime Aluminum Flashing, pal.
The most notable product, sir. Prithee, tell us how this flashing is the metal one uses on roofs and around chimneys and over doors and windows to prevent leaks.
Yeah, I will. And beyond that,
Tell us why aluminum maketh the best flashing. Because it's rust-proof and costs less and is easy to shape and trim. Speak up, Knave.
Oh, okay, yeah, I will.
Tell us about the special package of Reynolds flashing, which contains 10 aluminum sheets, each 18 inches wide and 4 feet long.
Okay.
What's wrong, kind sir? Has the cat got thy tongue?
No.
Then tell us
No,
how
I
to buy Reynolds Lifetime aluminum flashing from a hardware or building supplies dealer. Be it my guess.
No, I think I'll leave now and come back sometime when your manners aren't so good.
But thou hast scarcely said a word about Reynolds Lifetime aluminum flashing.
Yeah, and if the Reynolds boys send me a nasty letter about it, I know who to blame.
Really?
No, Raleigh. Goodbye.
Well, I wouldn't say you were terribly polite to him, McGee.
Yeah, well, I couldn't resist it, kiddo. For once, I wanted to see him standing there with aluminum on his mind and egg on his face.
Poor lad, he did look dumbfounded.
Yeah, he'll never be found so dumb again. What can I do for you now?
Well?
Oh, I know. I'll serenade you.
Serenade me.
There, my pet. The book I'm reading says all the better class of gents used to do that.
Really?
Yeah. They sung mushy songs and played on a thing called a lute, which probably means they swiped it. And on another thing, kind of like a small harp.
Liar?
No, it's in the book. Small harp, but my old mandolin's right here on top of the piano.
Dearie, if you don't mind.
Relax, my lady, relax. While I pour sweet melodies into thy shell-like ears. Oh, I had a little pig, and I called him Peter Court. He backed into the bottle, and his tail pulled out the court.
Is that what Sir Walter Raleigh sang? That's what Sir Walter Raleigh sang to Good Queen Bess.
Could have been. It's an old song and a mighty pretty one. Sir Walter had a high tenor voice and a low sense of rhythm. He could have bowled Bess over with that.
Come in. Oh, it's the old timer.
Hi there, kids. Hi, daughter. Hi, Johnny.
It is indeed a pleasure. Jolly nice to see you, old timer. Pull up a chair. Here, have mine. Sit thee.
What's the gimmick, daughter? Pull up a poster tag. A poster to see.
No. No, Mr. Oldtimer. He's just practicing politeness today.
From now on, boy, I'm going to be the soul of courtesy. Politeness. Always say.
Well, now, son, you got the right idea. I've always been very polite myself. When I was just a kid, Mama taught us kids politeness.
Good.
Use psychology, Mama did.
Yeah?
She had a book about like the one Johnny's got there called Applied Psychology.
Well,
When Mama applied the flat side of the psychology to the round side of us kids, we learned manners. Reading, Johnny.
well, this book is that.
When folks are talking, Mama said, be polite.
Your mother was right. She must have been a very nice...
Especially ladies, she said. Never interrupt the ladies. Mama said, what's needed, Johnny?
Well, this book is about
Always be interested in what other folks are saying, no matter how dull it is, Mama said. Makes them like it.
Your mother had the right idea. She...
And never raise your voice to a lady, Mama said. Don't hurt the women folks, son, or they'll slap the teeth into your briskwork. What's needed, Johnny?
nothing. Just got this book to press butterflies in. What's new with you?
Well, my girlfriend Bessie got herself a new job last week.
Well, good for her. How is Bessie, anyway?
Just fine, daughter. Cuter than a basket of puppies, and just about as frisky. Works with her sister Effie now down at the glue works.
The glue works.
Yep. I asked her last night, Bessie, I says, how's your new job? And she says, frankly, she says, it stinks. Some dandies.
Yes. She must be a corker.
No, she's a butler, daughter. She is the corker. the word of the Lord. I hear the pretty music and the singing, the wonderful. The Lord is taking your measurement, and if you stand up tall, you will all be eligible to sit in the heavenly hall. To the music, beautiful thing.
So heed the wisdom of this word. And listen to the music
By the heavenly choir, listen to the word. Now, brethren and sisters of the congregation, are you ready and able for the celebration? Better listen to the words that I'm going to say. You better get ready for the judgment day. Oh, you must be ready for it all, no matter where you roam. Walk that straight and narrow path, and it will lead you home. And listen to music, it's a beautiful thing. Listen to the word of the Lord.
And I think it's lovely of you to treat me like a queen, dearie, and fun is fun.
Oh, I love doing it, kid. I'm afraid that in the past I haven't pampered you enough.
Oh, yes, you have.
I have? Pampered you?
Oh, I thought you said hampered me.
Oh,
Look now, I've got...
I'll get it. Wonder how Sir Walter Raleigh answers the phone.
He probably just said, Palace, Raleigh speaking.
Maybe so. Alice Raleigh. These residents. Who? No, there's nobody here by that name. Funny, that sounded like Doc Gamble.
Who did he want?
Asked for a guy named Guy Fawkes. You know any guy named Guy Fawkes?
No, there was a lad around the palace by that name, but he blew.
Oh.
McGee, hand me my apron off the sofa. I've got to get out and start dinner.
Say no more, my dear. Stay thy hand. I shall prepare thy sup.
Oh, no.
It
No.
ill becomes a gentlewoman to toil with the victuals. I shall don thy apron and proceed.
Oh, dear. Come in.
Good afternoon, Molly. McGee.
Gadzooks, it's the Lord Mayor himself. Pray enter, your worship.
How is that?
Just his way of saying come in, Mr. Mayor.
Hi there.
I see. What brings on the Peoria type Elizabethan dialect, McGee? You trying out for the role of the butler in the second road company of Lady Windermere's fan?
I'm reading a book, Homer. Sir Walter Raleigh. Very sterling character. Made up my mind to copy him in every way.
I see. Where did you read that Sir Walter Raleigh wore pink ruffled apron?
Well, that's his own touch, Mr. Mayor.
Yes, I am about to prepare our evening repast, your worship, so that my lady may be spared the rigors of the skillet tree.
Playing from Tutu.
Who is he?
My cousin. I assure the complainants that Cousin Wilbur has not put 1 cent of city money into his own bank account. Ridiculous.
Of course it is.
How they expect a man to support a wife and 3 racehorses and put money in the bank, I don't know.
Now, you boys just sit here and chat while I go start dinner. Give me the apron, McGee.
No, sir. You stay right where you darn are, fair lady. Even as Sir Walter Raleigh done it to his queen, I shall devote my life to protecting thee from the necessitudes of tribulation. I shall go ever onward, ever forward, spreading my cloak over the puddles of life, lest thy dainty foot be caught.
Sweet Genevieve.
Isn't that sickening? You know, it's been like this all day, Mr. Mayor.
Yes, sir. That was the secret of Raleigh's success, Olivia. He devoted his entire life to just doing nice things for Queen Elizabeth. I'll bet she really appreciated him.
Well, as a matter of fact, McGee, she didn't.
She didn't?
Queen Elizabeth had him banished from her court, and he finally wound up getting his head chopped off.
His head? Chopped off?
Right?
I know how she felt.
Yeah. Gosh, after all he done, all his politeness, and that's all the thanks he got?
Yeah?
Hey, Molly,
Yes, dearie.
put this apron on and get my dinner ready. Give me my chair. Come on, get started. Make it snappy.
My word,
Go
that...
home, Latrivia. I'm sick of being polite. Come on, Molly, get with it. I want my
Well,
dinner.
thank goodness I've got my husband back.
Raleigh and Molly will return in a moment. Meanwhile, here's how to glorify that great American dish, the baked potato. Bake yours in Reynolds Wrap. Just mold this pure aluminum foil around each well-cleaned potato and bake as usual, only about 10 minutes longer. Bake them right in their foil jacket. Just cut across through the foil, squeeze open, pop in butter and seasoning. The most luscious baked potato you ever tasted. Moist, mealy, full flavor. And your potatoes stay hot much longer in foil. Try this wonderful treat. And while you have the oven on, pop in yesterday's rolls or biscuits wrapped in a napkin of Reynolds Wrap. They'll come out hot and moist, like fresh baked. Get the original and genuine Reynolds Wrap in standard 25-foot rolls and jumbo economy rolls 75 feet. Also, heavy-duty Reynolds Wrap half a yard wide. Made by the world's largest producers of aluminum foil, the Reynolds Metals Company.
You know, Molly, I'm not just cut out for that Walter Raleigh sir stuff. I'd like to be your gal at night, but I guess I just ain't the type.
Well, I don't expect you to come galloping up on a milk-white steed, sweetheart. You'd only get saddle sores anyhow.
I guess so. Anyhow, even if I don't act like it sometimes, you always will be my queen, Tootsie.
And you will always be my good night.
You what?
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, Al.
Reynolds Metals Company, pioneers of progress through aluminum, brings you Fibber McGee and Molly each week at this time. Reynolds Aluminum also brings you Mr. Peepers, starring Wally Cox, on NBC television Sunday night. See your local paper for time and channel. And don't forget to be with us again next Tuesday night. Good night.
Tonight, play Two for the Money with Herb Schreiner on NBC.
The Reynolds Aluminum Program with Fibber McGee and Molly. The Reynolds Metals Company, makers of Reynolds Aluminum, presents Fibber McGee and Molly, transcribed with Bill Thompson, Gail Gordon, Arthur Q. Bryan, Jack Crucian, Paula Winslow, and me, Harlow Wilcox. The show is written by Phil Leslie and Keith Fowler, and directed Directed by Max Hutto, with music by the King's Men and Billy Mills Orchestra. Every farm workshop and practically every home has a paint shelf. And there, right out front, handy to your reach, you should have a can of liquid aluminum. Because nothing protects and beautifies like liquid aluminum. With it, you brush or spray on a shining coat of armor, a coat of real aluminum. Brighten up your basement. Paint liquid aluminum on pipes, water pumps, furnace, ducts. They'll not only look bright, but they'll resist rust. Use it in dark closets and stairwells. Put a coat of aluminum on rustable gutters, fences, tools, and machine parts. And if your roof needs coating, get the special liquid aluminum with asphalt. It will make the roof last much longer, and it will reflect heat, too, keeping the interior much cooler in summer. Look for liquid aluminum with its gleaming foil label at your paint dealer. Made by many leading paint manufacturers using Reynolds aluminum pigment. Some people go to a doctor's office to ask for medical advice. Some people go there to ask for their bill. But here's a couple on their way there now, just to ask Dr. Gamble to dinner. As we join Fibber McGee and Molly.
Well, I do hope Dr. Gamble can come tonight, McGee.
Yeah, me too. I love to watch old Doc eat. He shovels food in like his face was a furnace, and he was a fireman on a fast break.
Well, he does appreciate good food.
Hey, after we see Doc, kiddo, you can take the car on home, okay, huh? I got a lot of stuff to do downtown.
Okay. What do you have to do?
Well, I'm going over to the bank and straighten out our statement, for one thing. That'll take all morning.
Oh, at least.
Last time I went to bat with them burglars with their mealy mouth and their grabby fingers, I showed them 5 big fat mistakes in the figures.
Whose mistake?
Mine. But they ain't going to bluff me, though. I'm going to walk in there and I'm going to say, now, look, McDonald, I'll say, here's Doc Gamble's office.
Reception room is empty. I wonder if Dr. Gamble...
Just have a seat, now, will you? Oh, good morning, Molly.
Oh, good morning, Doctor.
Hi, base fiddle middle. Hello, putty cheeks. If you scraped your finger getting pennies out of a gum machine again, don't come to me, because I warned you the last...
No, Doctor. We just stopped by to ask you to dinner tonight.
Yeah, steak and baked Idaho, stomach stuffer.
Oh, will I take that, Molly?
I thought he would.
You may save my life yet if I live through the day. I'm really behind the 8 ball today.
Ha! Stop bragging, Fatso. The 8 ball ain't been built that's big enough for you to get behind. What's the matter?
Oh, the receptionist didn't show up today. She's sick.
Oh?
Got 2 patients in the rooms back there. Appointment books piled up. Keep running out to answer the phone. Believe me, it gets very confusing.
I'll bet it does.
I caught myself a while ago tapping the phone with a rubber hammer and screaming hello into Mr. Fogel's kneecap. Not sure I can take a whole day of it.
Don't you have anybody who... Say, now, how about me being your receptionist? Be glad to.
You, Molly?
I'm no nurse, but I can take your phone calls and keep your appointments straight. McGee's going to be busy downtown all
Yeah, I
day.
got a busy day ahead, Doc, but Molly's got nothing to do.
Molly, you are an angel. How can I ever thank you for... Hey, wait a minute. What'll this do to dinner?
Oh, it's no trouble to broil a steak. I'll do it after we close the office.
Ah, women are wonderful. Well, here's how we run this, Molly.
Yeah?
When I finish with a patient, they leave for the side door, you see?
Yep.
When I press the buzzer, you send the next one in.
Fine, I'll be okay. Now you go on back to your patient.
Great. McGee, I'll see you at dinner time.
Okay, Doctor.
And don't worry about her. I'll drive her home.
Okay.
We ought to be out of here by 5. Yes, Mrs. Cawthorn, I'm coming.
Now you run along, dearie, and don't bother... What are you hanging your hat up for?
I changed my plans. I'm going to stay here and help out. You don't think I'd desert an old friend like Doc in his hour of need, do you?
Oh, well, now you don't need to stay.
Me run out on the dearest, truest, and by far the fattest friend I ever had? No, sir. Hey, I wonder what he keeps in this filing cabinet here.
Now, McGee, don't prowl through the doctor's private file.
I'm looking for my card. Always wondered what he writes down about me.
Now, but dearie, those are cases.
Ah, here we are. McGee F.
You shouldn't be doing this.
1932. Treated for mumps. Both sides. Hey, I remember that. I looked like an ostrich trying to swallow a football. Couldn't even talk.
Ah, those were the good old days. What else does the card say?
1934, removed thumb from bowling ball.
Yes, some fun.
1936, patient dislocated jaw trying to hold billiard ball in mouth to win a bet. 1. 1937, patient dislocated shoulder trying to remove vest without unbuttoning coat to win a bet.
Follows the pattern, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, I used to be quite an easy guy with a but.
Customer. Good morning.
How do you do? I'm Tomlinson, madam, chauffeur to Mr. John J. Saxful.
Oh? Oh, yes. Now, let's see here. Mr. Saxful is due in this morning for his flu shot.
Quite right.
Did you bring him?
No, Mr. Saxful is busy this morning. I shall take his shot.
My gosh, you take the old man's shot for him?
Quite.
Do you take them for him very often?
Oh, yes, quite.
Don't it make you pretty sore?
Oh, quite.
Well, you sit down over there. I'll call you when the doctor's ready.
Thank you.
Boy, these rich guys sure know how to keep well, don't they, kid? If you got plenty of help to take the shots for you, you can take 3 or 4 shots a day, and that way you don't feel a thing after each shot.
Oh, it's Mr. Wimple.
Oh, hi, Wallace.
Hello, folks. Are you waiting to see the doctor?
No, Miss Ogilvy isn't here today, and we're helping out.
Well, the reason I came to see him, I was sitting up last night with a sick friend.
Oh, my. Anyone we know, Mr. Wimple?
I didn't think so. He's a robin. A little red-breasted robin. He ate something yesterday that disagreed with him, and his little tummy is just in a state.
Upset, huh?
Oh, I certainly am.
No, I'm
I had no luck curing him myself. I've heard that a hot toddy can settle the stomach, so I tried giving the little fellow a worm dipped in warm whiskey.
Well, did the robin eat it?
No, the whiskey seemed to affect the worm. The robin gave it a peck, it reared up and slapped him bowlegged.
My gosh, a bow-legged robin with an upset stomach does need a doctor. But I'm scared Doc's too busy today, though, Wimp. I don't think he could...
Well, I'll try some more remedies. If I just knew what it was that the little fellow ate, maybe I could...
What did they eat? Don't all birds eat the same thing?
Oh, gracious, no, Miss McGee.
They're not.
Some of them have very odd eating habits.
Oh?
For instance, there's a variety of herons that eats nothing but onions and sour cream.
Really?
Yes. It's known as the marinated heron. But I think the strangest eating habit of all is that of the eastern Oklahoma down they go bird.
Down they go, bird.
If you're ever in eastern Oklahoma and see a man clutching his trousers, you'll know that a down they go bird has been feeding.
Well, what does the bird eat?
Suspended buttons.
Billy Mills and the orchestra and the Pagan Love Song.
McGee, I do wish you'd put down the stethoscope and take off that white coat.
I'm not hurting anything with this white coat. Gee whiz, Doc don't need it. He's got another one.
I know, but
I'll get it. I'll get the phone. Dr. Gamble's office. You want a what? Oh, you got the wrong place, lady. Better try a lumberyard. Yeah, maybe they'll buy him.
what was that all about?
Silly dame called the wrong number. Said you wanted to get rid of a case of shingles.
Dearie, for your information, a case of
They don't
shingles.
come by.
How's it going out here?
Oh, just fine, Doctor.
Yeah, we're running a nice, clean spot here, Doc. Kind of place where the Mayo brothers wouldn't be ashamed to take their sisters.
Where did you come? I thought you had things to do.
Well, I decided to stay in Hill. You need me, boy.
Oh, fine. Where'd you get that white coat?
Off in that hanger.
That's my extra one, knucklehead. Take it off and get... Where'd you get that stethoscope?
Oh, that drawer.
Well, I'd unwind it from your spindly neck and stop prowling through my things.
Okay. I'm just trying to help.
Look, Molly, the cleaner will be here this afternoon to pick up his suit. It's hanging on the back of that door.
Oh, well, I'll see that he gets it, Doctor.
Thank you. And McGee, if you really want to help,
Yeah?
my windows need cleaning.
Oh, just...
Crawl outside, stand on the ledge, and go to work.
Hey, there's no ledge out there, Doc.
Darn it, you would notice that. Make 'em behave, will you, Molly?
Now, you'd better get rid of the coat and stethoscope now, McGee.
I'm not going to do it, and for Doc's own good. When people come into a doctor's office, they expect to see a guy in a white coat wearing a stethoscope and tearing up a cigarette. You got any cigarettes?
Of course not. Oh, dear, I wanted to give the doctor this note here. Now, don't touch anything, please, McGee. I'll be right back.
No, don't worry. I can handle anything that comes up. You must think I'm a regular...
So you can't get out.
Hello.
Oh, hi, Sis.
Are you him?
Gotta get out
No. No, I'm not Doc Gamble. If that's who you mean. I'm just helping him out.
Well, I wanted to talk to the doctor about an operation.
Oh,
I'll come back when he ain't busy.
sounds pretty important, Sis. What kind of operation?
For my gallstones.
Bad?
Terrible.
Well, stick around and maybe I can get Doc out here. Well, when do you want the operation?
Oh, I already had it. 15 years ago.
15 years ago.
Yes, I just thought it'd be nice to talk to a doctor about it.
Oh.
They won't listen to me at home anymore. All right.
I know just how she feels. People do that to me all the time. Hey, look at all the medicine. Boy, I wonder what this stuff's for.
Say, was that the cleaner, McGee? Because what are you doing with those bottles?
Oh, I'm just looking at them. Here's a bottle marked suntan lotion. This one here says take for insomnia. Hey, I wonder if I mix them together, would I get a message that gives you a coat of tan while you sleep? Because I can make a mint of money if I
Put those down.
Okay, but gee whiz, I can't have any fun if you keep... Hello, Miss Ogilvy. It's Dr. Gamble.
Well, hey, Molly. Hiya, pal.
Hello, Mr. Wilcox.
Hi, Junior.
Yeah, you and Molly waiting to see Doc, are you?
No, I'm subbing for his receptionist. McGee is just furnishing after.
Yeah, where do you hurt, son? Tell old Doc McGee.
Oh, there's nothing wrong with me.
That's your opinion.
I just dropped in to tell Doc that we're rehearsing the pageant tomorrow night for Washington's birthday.
A pageant, Mr. Wilcox.
Yeah, wrote it myself, Molly. I'm going to play young George, and Doc's going to be his father in that famous historical scene, George Washington and the Cherry Pie.
Well, I thought that was George Washington and the cherry tree.
Yeah.
Well, I've changed it just a little.
Oh.
Yeah, modernized it.
Oh, I see.
In my scene, young George brings his father a juicy, luscious cherry pie that he bakes.
Oh, yeah. Well, that is a slight change. Sort of like Napoleon delivering the Gettysburg Address.
Well, anyhow, young George brings in this wonderful cherry pie, and his father asks him how he made such a perfect one. I cannot tell a lie, says young George. I did it with my Reynolds wrap.
Hey, you're right.
Why, you
It
wrote
worked.
this one all right. You really did.
Well, George explains to his father how he put a sheet of Reynolds wrap, that pure aluminum foil, under the pie plate in the oven to catch any juice that bubbled over. And his father
I
is
doubt
just
anyone
fascinated.
noticed.
It's a scene that really grips you.
Did you say grips or gripes, Junior?
Grips.
Again.
Yeah.
That's what I thought you said.
Yes, grips. So,
You'll
Mr.
win.
Washington wants to go right out to the kitchen and bake a pie himself, but young George gives him a warning. Only use enough Reynolds wrap to put under the pie plate, he says.
Oh.
Don't line the whole oven with it, or even the bottom of the oven. You'll cut off the heat, he says.
Should have cut off the dialogue. Boy, this is getting to be...
Well, anyway, as the scene closes, we see the Washingtons, father and son, leaving for the Mount Vernon General Store to buy more Reynolds wrap, which comes in standard-size rolls and jumbo economy rolls, and also heavy-duty Reynolds wrap, half a yard wide. You like it, Sal? Personally, I think I've got a hit on my hands.
Personally, I think you ought to get a hit on the head. Nothing like that ever happened.
Why, of course not.
No.
All that about the cherry pie and the aluminum is very interesting, but why didn't you write a scene about the cherry tree and the hatchet?
Yeah.
Well, for a very simple reason, Molly. The Reynolds people don't sell hatchets. So long now.
Yeah.
Lawyer lad, isn't he?
Yeah. He knows which side his aluminum is buttered on. Doggone it, I wish some more patients had come in. It gets kind of dull here with nothing.
Why don't you take off that white coat and relax?
No.
Or better still, just take off. For the Elks Club.
No.
I'm afraid you... Oh, good afternoon, madam.
Oh, how do you do?
Do you have an appointment?
No, I just hoped I might find the doctor in and not too busy. Can you see me now, doctor?
Me? Oh, sure, I can see you fine, sis. Can you see me all right?
Dang it.
Pretty well, doctor. I suppose I should consult an oculist, really, but I saw your sign out here and I thought I'd ask.
Well, if you want Dr. Gamble, madam...
It's okay, Nurse Driscoll. I'll talk to her.
Thank you, doctor. I seem to be having a little trouble lately with myopia.
Trouble with your what, sis?
Myopia, dearie. Says she has myopia.
What would she be doing with your opium? She's got one of her own. Now, what seems to be the matter with it, sis?
I say I have it, doctor.
Have what?
Myopia.
Well, that's perfectly normal, sis. We all got them. As long as yours don't bother you, don't worry about it.
I don't think you know what you're talking about.
What?
In fact, I don't think you're even a doctor at all.
We didn't say he was a doctor. He's just
The
here to...
sign on your door says doctor.
Yeah, but...
Dr. George Gamble, M.D.
But...
I'm going right to the newspapers with this, you phony.
But...
I'll have you run out of town, you fake.
But...
You can turn off your motor now, doctor.
The King's Men, and with a song in my heart.
So I know that we need every night. You're increasingly sweet, so whenever we meet, I greet you with a song in my heart. Behold your adorable face, just a song at the start. Soul is a hymn to your grace when the music swells. Touching your tells me you're at the sound of your voice. can I help but rejoice? Rejoice, such as ours came to me. I always knew. Song in my heart.
Look, McGee, will you take off that white coat like the doctor said? Now, Mayor Latrivia's due for an appointment in about 5 minutes.
Hello, Miss Ogilvy. Will you tell Dr. that? Why, Molly.
Hello, Mr. Mayor. We were expecting you.
Yeah, take off your coat, Latrivia. I'll check your pulse, blood pressure, and bank account.
What goes on here? If you're taking over Dr. Gamble's practice, McGee, not on me, you don't.
No, Mr. Mayor, Miss Ogilvy didn't show up today, and the doctor asked me to handle his phone for him.
Oh, well, tell the doctor.
The doc's busy today, so I'm handling the preliminary stuff for him. What do you need, boy? An operation? Hand me that scalpel off the desk there, Molly.
What?
I want to sharpen a pencil to take down his symptoms.
The only symptom I have, McGee, is a recurring one, which is quite often induced by such unexpected encounters with you as this present one. It is a slight sensation of nausea.
Well, gee, thanks, Homer. You ain't just saying that because you admire me.
Believe me, I'm not. Now, Molly, is the doctor ready for me? Because I have about 40 minutes before an appointment with the governor.
What you want to see the doctor about, Madrid?
Oh, just a checkup.
Oh, a checkup.
I work hard, and I want to keep fit.
You do look a little tired, Mr. Mayor.
Well, I'm not tired at all. I feel fine.
I don't like his color, Molly. Think we ought to call Doc out here right away?
Oh, no, he'll be all right until the doctor...
What's the matter with my color?
Oh, it's all right. You like chartreuse.
No, stop. My secretary commented on my healthy coloring just as I left the office to come here.
Oh?
Really, Mr. Mayor? What'd she say?
Well, she said, honey, you have a... Yeah. Your Honor, she said, those rosy cheeks just fascinate. Anyhow, I feel fine. Would you kindly tell the doctor you...
Molly, Oh, there you are, Latrivia, waiting for you.
Oh, hello, Doctor.
McGee, take off my white jacket. Oh, I told you once to take that off. I'm not putting it on. Put down that stethoscope. Molly, why don't you make him behave?
Well, I'm trying to, Doctor.
Doctor, if you please, I have a meeting at the Ritz Vista Hotel at 3 p.m. with the governor and his staff. It is now 2:20. Can we get started with my checkup?
Oh, I'm sorry, Latrivia. Go inside.
Yes, sir.
Say, Molly, if the cleaners aren't here in the next half hour, call them again, will you?
Yes, Doctor.
And if you can't keep little Warthead here out of trouble, I'll bring him a cone. Maybe that'll keep him quiet.
An ice cream cone?
No, an ether cone.
Oh.
You're awfully quiet, dearie. What are you looking at?
Oh, these X-ray pictures. Gee, these are the funniest bunch of pictures.
Afternoon, ma'am. Eagle cleaners.
You got the wrong place, bud. We got no dirty eagles here.
We don't really clean eagles, sir. That's just the name of our cleaning establishment, the Eagle Cleaners.
Oh.
Get the doctor's suit, McGee. It's in the inside office there. I'll get it if
No, you stay right where you are, Molly. I'll get it. Where did Doc say he... Oh, here it is. There you are, bud. Coat, vest, and pants. Doc wants it cleaned and pressed, and when can you have it back?
Well, I have some more pickups, and I won't get to the shop with it till about 6. I think he can have it back tomorrow, though, late.
Well, good enough.
Bye.
Go on.
Well, I'm glad we got the cleaning attended to anyhow. This is a fairly busy place.
Yeah, but boy, have you kept track of the dough that old Doc's made today? He's had Latrivia in there going over him for over half an hour. That poor guy alone will get stuck for $100, maybe.
Oh, money means nothing to the mayor.
No?
He'll come strolling out here in a few minutes in that blue pinstripe suit of his as dapper as you please, on his way to see the governor.
Pinstripe suit? He did have on a pinstripe suit, didn't he?
Yeah?
You suppose he took it off in there?
Well, they usually do for an examination, so I suppose...
Get me out of this white jacket. Quick, that's it. Hand me my coat off of the desk there. Grab my hat.
What? What's all the...
Now, throw this stethoscope in the drawer. Get your hat. Come on, hurry up.
What goes goes on.
I got no time now.
Have you seen the mayor's clothes?
Don't answer him.
You don't mean.
McGee,
No.
bring me my suit. What did you do with my clothes?
Don't you come out here looking for it, Homer. My wife is out here.
You didn't.
Yeah, I sent Latrivia's post to the cleaners by mistake. You coming?
McGee, you can't run away.
Yeah.
The only decent thing to do is go in there and explain.
No.
McGee, bring me my clothes.
Well, come on, kiddo. I'll see you at home.
Fibber and Molly return in a moment. If you are keeping track of your fuel bills this winter, you know that $40 doesn't go very far. And yet, $40 can go very far toward cutting down those fuel bills and make your home much more comfortable the year around. $40 is about all it costs for enough Reynolds aluminum reflective insulation to do the attic of an average six-room house. Say 4 rows, 250 square feet to a row. This aluminum foil, bonded to strong craft paper, is highly efficient. It reflects up to 95% of radiant heat, reflects the furnace heat back inside your house in winter, throws off the sun's heat in summer. And it's clean, easy, and pleasant to handle. You can staple it up quickly yourself. Just drive over to your building supplies dealer and ask for Reynolds aluminum reflective insulation. You know, you can bring those 4 rolls home on the seat of your car. For more information, write to Reynolds Metals Company, Louisville 1, Kentucky.
Did you see this story about Mayor Latrivia in the paper tonight, McGee?
No, what to say?
Well, the headline says Mayor Latrivia snubs governor.
Uh-oh.
Says after waiting an hour for Mayor Latrivia,
Yeah?
so he could appoint him to the State Park Commission, Governor Morton changed his plans and declared the mayor unsuited for the appointment.
Declared him what?
Unsuited.
Boy, they don't know how true that was.
Good night. Good night, all.
The Reynolds Metals Company, pioneers of progress through aluminum, brings you Fibber McGee and Molly each week at this time. Reynolds Aluminum also brings you Mr. Peepers, starring Wally Cox, on NBC television Sunday night. See your local paper for time and channel. And don't forget to be with us again next Tuesday night. Good night.
This program was transcribed. Tonight, play Two for the Money with Herb Schreiner on NBC.
The Reynolds Aluminum Program with Fibber McGee and Molly. The Reynolds Metals Company, makers of Reynolds Aluminum, presents Fibber McGee and Molly transcribed. The show is directed by Max Hutto, with music by the King's Men and Billy Mills Orchestra. Agricultural leaders in this country have coined a phrase that's pretty important. They say farm buildings are tools, meaning that they are instruments of production. They work for profit. They have to be built to pay off. And right now, there is the big reason why more and more farmers are building with Reynolds lifetime aluminum roofing and siding. You know, aluminum is priced no higher than before World War II, so you start with better value. Your dollars are still worth 100 cents in aluminum. You save on labor, too, because aluminum is strong yet light, easy to apply. You save on maintenance because aluminum never rusts, needs no painting. And most important, you increase production from poultry and livestock because aluminum reflects heat, keeps a building warmer in winter, cooler in summer. So make your farm buildings better tools with Reynolds lifetime aluminum roofing and siding. See your dealer. The Businessmen's Art Class meets tonight at the Wistful Vista Civic Center. The strictly hobby affair for part-time painters. So guess who's practicing up in his living room right now with paints, brushes, and canvas? Yup, it's the Norman Rockhead of Wistful Vista. His wife, Fibber McGee and Molly.
And when I found out that guys like Latrivia and Doc Gamble had took up art, guys with 2 left hands and 10 thumbs apiece, I went right down and I rolled myself into the class.
You enrolled yourself, dearie.
How could I enroll when I hadn't even rolled myself into it yet? Stand out of my life, will you? Thanks. Hey, how do I look in this smock and beret, Tootsie? Pretty professional, huh?
Very fetching.
Yeah.
Like a chubby cherub with a blue serge halo. What is this thing again, the businessmen's art class?
That's it. It's for businessmen only.
How'd you get in?
Pull.
Pull.
Mm-hmm. Pulled open the classroom door, pulled $5 out of my pocket, pulled a couple of gags, and bingo, I'm a businessman. Stand out of my life, will you? Thanks. I need that north light.
You say Dr. Gamble belongs to it, too. Somehow I never thought of the doctor as an artist.
Nobody does. The doc. His idea of painting is to dip a brush in iodine and have a patient say, ah.
I think he paints a mighty fine tonsil.
Of course, when it comes to art, Doc's got 3 strikes on him to start with.
How?
In the first place, he's got to have a brush with a 4-foot handle, you know. Because with Doc's stomach, he can't stand close enough to the canvas to reach it with an ordinary brush.
No, I don't think he's that.
And being nearsighted, when he stands far enough back to reach it, he can't see it. He showed me a painting he done last week. Painting of Doris Day and Dennis Day eating frankfurters. He called it Every Day Has His Dog.
Dearie, are you going to paint something pretty soon? You've been cleaning those brushes off on that canvas for an hour.
What do you mean, cleaning the brushes? I am painting. Stand out of my life, will you?
You're what?
Yeah. Why, this is art, my dear. This is my own impressionistic study of life. You see, to me, life...
Just a minute, Michelangelo. This is probably the French Academy of Art wanting to hang you already. Posse with the same idea. Come in. Oh, no, it's just Ole. Hello, Ole.
Oh, hello, Mrs. Hello, McGee. Hey, why are you wearing the nightshirt, McGee? You just get up?
No. This ain't a nightshirt.
That's a smock, Ole, like a sort of a loose coat.
Yeah, my gosh, didn't you ever see anybody wearing one of these things before?
Oh, sure, McGee. My missus always wears the smock when she's expecting a baby, but... You don't mean that you... Oh, no, that's too unlikely.
It certainly is, Ole. Himself here has just joined an art class. He's learning to paint.
Oh, I ain't exactly learning, of course, Ole. Always have kind of dabbed in art in my spare time. Sort of a Sunday painter, you might call me.
Well, that's interesting work, McGee. I was a Sunday painter myself at one time.
Oh?
I had a good job painting Sundays on the window of the ice cream parlor there.
Painting is nice relaxation, Ole, and I think everybody ought to have some kind of a hobby, don't you?
Yeah, I think so too, missus. You know, I make a suggestion like that once to my missus when I first get to know her, you know.
Told her to take up a hobby of some kind.
Yeah, you know, she was just out of school, and she didn't know what to do with her spare time, so I said to her, Genevieve, I say, a girl like you should have herself a hobby. And she said, oh, Ole, that is so sudden. And the next thing I know, I'm wiping off lipstick, picking up rice, and 4 kids they got now.
She made a hobby of a hubby, did she?
But to get back to art, Ole, you see, the true artiste does not paint what one sees. The true artiste paints what one feels. Like this here. You take this picture I'm doing right now.
That's a picture, McGee? It looked like a paint salesman fall downstairs with his sample case open.
Well, he calls it life, Ole. It's short for life in a pinwheel factory, I think.
Well, to appreciate true art, one must have true understanding. This canvas is what we artistes call an impressure, or abstract. This is not what I see, you see. This is how I feel.
You feel like that? Good gracious, McGee, go lie down sick. I get a doctor, missus. Goodbye, both you fellas.
Oh.
Billy Mills in the orchestra, and How Do You Speak to an Angel?
Oh, I had a little putty tat who bit a guy named Shepherd. He'd been setting on some polka dots and thought he was a leopard. Oh, the monkey now. There we are, kiddo. Another painting all done.
Mm-hmm. But what were you doing with the hammer and nails?
What do you mean, what was I doing? All artists do that when they finish painting a canvas. Tacking it onto a wooden frame to keep it stretched out. It's awful hard to do, too, with the paint still wet and all.
Why don't you tack it to the frame first and then paint on it?
Oh, my gosh. But see, I get some of the most interesting effects when I accidentally smear the paint all around. You see that painting over there in the corner?
Yes, I saw it when I first came into the room, and I've got a stiff neck from trying not to look that way again. What's the name of that one?
I call that one Kangaroo Reading Magazine on Fire Escape.
Why?
Because that's what it looks like. You see, when I finish a painting, I stand it against the wall, walk across the room, turn my back to it, lean way over and look at it between my knees. You'd be surprised how different things look there. This one looks like a kangaroo reading a magazine on a fire escape. I'm starting a new picture now that I'm going to call Gainsborough's Blue Boy. That's a pretty title, isn't it?
Been used.
Oh, it has? Well, I can always pick up a name.
Come in.
Oh, hi, old-timer.
Hello, Mr. Oldtimer.
Hello, daughter. Hello, Johnny. What you doing with the painting brushes and canvas? Painting?
Yep. Just joined the businessman's art class. It learns us how to appreciate art. Ever do any painting?
Sure. Used to be a commercial artist. Painted signs on barns.
Oh?
Like 2 Buffalo Bill Cut Plug Tobacco. Look on the label for the spitting image of William F. Cody. Stuff like that.
You still work at it?
Yes, daughter. In fact, I had me a job last week painting some mood signs for the Wistful Vista Loan Company.
Oh, yeah.
Picking out a big slab of stone and putting a sign on it that says, on the rock, stony broke, well, you can take it to a planet that will help you. Well, I didn't go on with the work because I was worried about Grandma.
Oh, what happened to her?
You don't know, daughter. I think it was my mistake. You see, kid, Sunday was Grandma's birthday.
Oh?
And she had a little black necklace and one of them glittering little black brooches I got her and a set of jet earrings to match. Fool that I was.
So I think jet earrings are pretty on elderly ladies.
Well, me too, Johnny, but I must have got the wrong kind of jet.
Hmm?
Grandma put 'em on, lit a match to get a better look at 'em, and whoop! Took off from the front porch like a shot rocket. Seen a Grandma was a vapor trail heading south west. That's why I can't get my mind on my job, kid.
Oh, I see.
So, you go on with your work, boy. Remember, you're painting for 2 now.
dearie, when is the next meeting of the businessmen's art class?
Tonight. That's why I'm painting so fast. Got to catch up with them other guys. I got a real feeling for this painting, you know it?
How does it feel? Wet and slippery?
No. I mean, I got a talent for it. Did you read where Betty Grable, the beautiful dancer, had her legs insured for $1 million? Well, as a painter...
You're going to insure your hands for $1 million?
No, my pants. For $16.50. Twice I've sat down in the wet paint now. The last time was on a picture I called View of Battleship Maine.
What did you do? Change the title to read As Seen from the Stern?
No, but yours is better. I changed it to View of Battleship Maine as seen by Rear Admiral. But I think yours is better.
Hello, Molly. Hi, pal.
Hello, Hilo.
Hey, they tell me you've joined our businessmen's art class, pal.
Yep.
Good for you. You'll enjoy it.
You been a member a long time, Junior?
Oh, several months. My cousin, Big Uppercut Wilcox, got me to join.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, I get a big kick out of it. I see you're practicing up.
He certainly is, Mr. Wilcox. How do you like what he's done so far?
Well, it has a certain, well, there are one or two of them that, well, let's say they're interesting.
Yeah, let's say that. You see, Junior, I've been studying the theory of color. Now, when you mix red and blue to get green...
Pardon me, Botticelli.
Hmm?
You mix red and blue to get purple.
I don't. I mix red and blue to get green.
With what results, pal?
I keep getting purple. Hey, what time is class tonight, Junior?
8 o'clock, and I'll be there. Can't wait, as a matter of fact.
You really like it, Mr. Wilcox.
Oh, I love it, Molly. Some of the fellows in our class turn out some mighty good work, too.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a picture down there last week that was just terrific.
Yeah, what was it of, Junior? What was it of?
Well, this was a portrait, pal. A portrait of a big, handsome home freezer.
They freezing homes again?
No. The picture showed a freezer with the door open, so you could look inside and see that the entire interior, the shelves and the liners and even the refrigerating coils were made of that wonderful light, rust-proof, easy to clean Reynolds aluminum.
I've been stabbed.
See, that's what made this picture so fascinating, pal. The fact that it was so true to life, so real.
Yeah, but an artist...
Because no matter what type of home freezer you prefer, you'll always find one important feature in all the leading makes.
Yeah?
That's the use of aluminum.
Oh.
Reynolds aluminum. Don't forget what an important thing that is, pal.
I never even knew that.
The use of aluminum in the manufacture of a home freezer is a very important feature, pal. And why?
Because you got to eat?
No. Because the higher conductivity of aluminum speeds up the freezing of your food, does a faster, better job.
Yeah, but what's that got to do with what...
Yes, aluminum plays a big part in the great home freezer boom that is slashing the family food costs throughout America. Reynolds aluminum from the...
Hey, look. Loomy.
From the Reynolds Metals Company, pioneers of progress in aluminum. Yes, pal.
Did you say your cousin got you to join the businessmen's art class, Mr. Wilcox?
Yes, my cousin Big Uppercut Wilcox.
Oh, the prize fighter. How'd he come to take up art?
Well, he was spending so much time on the canvas that everybody began to give him the brush, so he thought he'd capitalize on it. Come on, Molly. See you tonight, pal.
Anytime I can't paint as good as him, I never would have took it up. You take this painting here, the one I'm working on. What do you think of this composition?
What do you mean by composition?
Composition, my dear, is when an artist arranges the different elements into the picture so that when it's hung in a gallery, people can look at it a minute and turn to his wife and say, "Hey, Nellie, am I nuts or is that thing put up sideways?"
Well, in that case, sweetheart, you have the most wonderful save for making a very snide remark. Come in.
Hello, my dear. Hello, Da Vinci. Oh, hi, Sag Flax. You going to be at the businessmen's art class tonight, Doc?
Certainly. As a matter of fact, McGee, we work from a model tonight.
Oh, is that
Dr.
so?
Gamble and I stopped by to pick you up. Get your hat and let's go.
Okay, Molly's coming, too. I want her to see how we businessmen relieve the stresses and strains of the day's work and lighten the tension of competitive enterprise by the development of a cultural hobby.
Oh, to mention an unthinkable family relationship, brother.
Hand me my medicine case, Mayor. He's making me ill.
You say you boys are using a model tonight, Mr. Mayor?
Yes, tonight for the first time.
Good. I'm always good at mechanical stuff. What'll we use a model of, you suppose? Train, airplane, steam engine?
This is life class, Eggface. We use a live female model.
They do say a live one is much better, even though they don't hold a pose as well.
Live model, eh?
Oh, now, don't look so perturbed, McGee. After all, to give somebody a job, $1.50 an hour, and all the influenza they can pick up.
On Thursdays and Fridays, we do landscapes and still life, respectively.
The best way to do 'em.
Last Friday, we painted a beautiful still that Mail at Trivia brought us, confiscated from a moonshiner.
But nothing, really. McGee, what are you looking so anxious about?
Well, my gosh, look, I never, a live model. Well, this is the first time I ever, that's kind of embarrassing.
The way you paint a bowl of tulips would be just as embarrassing.
I think you're being a little silly, McGee. How do you think artists learn to paint the so-called human form divine? From reading Esquire?
Well, that ain't a bad way. Gee, now, look, fellas, maybe I better not go tonight. I'll wait till the landscape class Thursday.
Oh, nonsense. Relax, McGee. This is a very impersonal business. Nobody talks to the model, and the model talks to nobody.
Come on, McGee, get your stuff together. It's getting late.
Well, okay. Get your coat, Molly.
All right.
You understand, fellas, that it ain't so much I don't want to go. I do. Because I feel that art is a serious study, not to be approached lightly. I feel that to give oneself truly to one's art, one must approach one's subject with a deep feeling of reverence. The true artist is one which he immerses himself completely into one's masterpiece.
Thank you, Grandpa Moses. Come on, everybody.
Men, the Martins and the Coys.
Gather around me, children, and I'll tell a story of the mountains in the days when God was lost. Two families got disputing, it was bound to end in feud. So just listen, and I'll tell you what I saw. One bright Sunday morning, I remember when old Grandpa Coy was told about you. As quiet as the church mouse, he stole in the Martin hen house. For the boys, they needed eggs for breakfast too. Boys, and old Grandpa Coy, he was the first to go. Oh, he saw the Martins coming, he had hardly started running when a body took him to make it fall. After there was Uncle they bumped each other off by dozens. Just how many bits of the dust is hard to tell. Now the story made in Troy and Henry, while the one surviving Martin's name was great. Hank was set to pull the trigger when he saw her burning figure. You could see that love had kicked him in the face. All the Martins and the Coys, they respected boys, but they say their ghostly captain gives you chills. Cause the Hackett sure was very country great and Henry married. It broke up the
Oh, this ought to be lots of fun tonight, Doctor, watching you boys paint.
I'm glad you came along, Molly. Down this way, McGee.
So am I, Molly. Doc and I aren't very good at it, but we have a lot of fun.
Incidentally, McGee, I still think you should have brought your smock and beret along in a package instead of wearing them like this. Nobody else is wearing.
Oh, that's silly. Why change clothes when I get here when I had them on all day long anyhow? Besides, how else can anybody tell I'm an artist?
An excellent question.
I wonder what kind of a costume she'll wear, fellas. Not that it matters. I can paint anything, of course, but
Well, I doubt that you'll be wearing hip boots and an overcoat, McGee. This is art. The class tonight is supposed to study muscular action and body structure.
I think I joined this thing to get away from my work.
Oh, well. The classroom is right around the corner there, McGee. You and Molly, go ahead. I have to get my paint and brushes out of my locker.
So do I. We'll meet you in the classroom, kids, right away.
All right.
Right in.
Well, which way, Doc? Right? Oh, never mind. We'll find it. Don't catch your heel in the hem of that smock again, dearie. You nearly fell coming in.
I'm okay. My gosh, the Civic Center is a big joint.
Yes. We came here to a dance one time, remember?
Wait a minute. Let me ask this guy what. Hey, Bud. Yes, sir? We're kind of lost, Bud. Can you tell us how to get... Oh, well, I'll be delighted to direct you, sir. Uh-huh. I can see at a glance that you're looking for the Happy Hearts Club Masquerade and Comic Costume Party. It's on the way. No. And let me say, sir, that you've got on the funniest get-up I've seen all evening. Have they been going by here in droves?
Oh, no, sir. You see...
Oh, miss, if your father doesn't win first prize in that... God, you ought to scream your head off. What a sense of humor. That's the most ridiculous thing. Let it cut it out. I'm not looking for the masquerade party.
Of course not. We're looking for the art class, sir.
Yeah. Oh, the art class. Are you a model, baby? Because it's... No, she ain't a model. She's a model what? Mine. Doggone it, Bud, I'm an art student, and I want to know where... Oh, well, I'm happy to have you as a student, sir. Permit me to introduce myself. I'm your instructor, Rembrandt J. Fink. At your service.
How do you do, I'm sure, Mr. Fink. But isn't it about time for class to start? Because...
Oh, yes, indeed it is, madam. Right through this door here, please.
All right. Kind of angry.
Where do the experts sit, Bud? Because I'm the type of guy that I want... just grab an easel any place, sir. Okay. Oh, this will be a very interesting session tonight. Our first session with a regular model. Oh, this will be fun. Yeah, we heard about that, Remy. What kind of costume will she wear? Bathing suit? Or... Certainly not, sir. Our class tonight will concentrate on muscle and bone structure. Torso study. Oh, you hear that, Molly? She's going to wear a wedding dress. A torso.
I don't think he meant that.
Oh, that's great, Bud, because I got lots of white paint and I can draw swell lace, boy. Have her carry a bouquet, too, because... Our model, sir, will not be wearing a wedding dress or anything else. After all, when one must study the muscular structure of the body, one cannot be impeded by useless drapery. Oh, no. But my gosh, hey, ain't it going to be pretty chilly in here without any... that is... Well, now, don't worry about that, sir. Lillian won't mind. She's used to it. Oh, you can sit right here next to your husband, Mrs. McGee.
Thank you, sir.
And remember, sir, that... Oh, hello, Dr. Gamble. Evening, Mayor.
Hello.
Now, ready to start, Professor? Yeah, right away, gentlemen. Set your easels up, and I'll go get the model ready. A live model? Hey, Doc, I don't know about this.
Oh, yeah, but McGee, if you're going to learn to paint, you have to have a real model.
Yeah, but I didn't know it was going to be that real. I'll be nervous. I won't be able to... Pipe down. I have to stop. Yeah, but... All right, students, quiet, please. As you know, we have engaged the model for tonight. Our first session is a real-life class. Let us all concentrate on the bone structure, the flesh tone, and the muscular action. All right, Joe, bring Lillian out now. Listen to that, Molly. She's caught cold already. Poor kid.
Dearie, you can open your eyes now. Lillian is a horse.
Fibber and Molly return in a moment. You've heard about all the Reynolds aluminum built into modern refrigerators and home freezers. But every bright housewife puts in a lot more aluminum herself. And she knows it's Reynolds aluminum. It's Reynolds Wrap, the pure aluminum foil she uses to wrap food for freezing. Just as the built-in aluminum liners feed freezing, so does Reynolds Wrap. And this moisture-proof, odor-proof aluminum foil molds around any shape, makes a tight seal without seeping or tying. So with less work, you have the utmost protection. Reynolds Wrap prevents freezer burn, assures better flavor, and less shrinkage. For poultry and large cuts of meat, get heavy-duty Reynolds wrap, half a yard wide. Popular companion to the regular 12-inch standard and jumbo rolls. Ask by name for Reynolds wrap, made by the world's largest producer of aluminum foil, Reynolds Metals Company.
Hey, Molly, you think I'd paint any better if I took off a little weight?
Not a bit. What gave you that idea?
Well, that instructor tonight, he said I was the most fatuous guy in the class. Me, fatuous. Old Doc Gamble sitting there weighing 90 pounds more than me.
Oh, well, favoritism.
Yeah. Good night.
Good night, all.
The Reynolds Metals Company, pioneers of progress through aluminum, has brought you Fibber McGee and Molly transcribed with Bill Thompson, Gail Gordon, Arthur Q. Bryan, Dick LeGrand, Cliff Arquette, and me, Harlow Wilcox. Don't forget to see Mr. Peepers, starring Wally Cox, on NBC television Sunday night. Also brought to you by Reynolds Aluminum. And be sure to be with us again next Tuesday night. Good night.
In the stress and confusion of everyday living, we sometimes forget about the fighting in Korea. But that campaign goes on day after day, week after week. And every day our fighting men are killed and wounded. If you want to back up those fighting men, there's one simple thing that you can do. Decide right now to make a blood donation to your local Red Cross chapter or to your local blood donation center. Make a note now to call for an appointment. You'll be proud that you did. So don't put it off any longer. Call your local Red Cross chapter or your local blood donor center today. This is NBC, the National Broadcasting Company.
The Reynolds Aluminum Program with Fibber McGee and Molly. The Reynolds Metals Company, makers of Reynolds Aluminum, presents Fibber McGee and Molly transcribed. The show is directed by Max Hutto, with music by the King's Men and Billy Mills Orchestra. As the weather gets warmer and before the spring rains, it's a good time to put new gutters and downspouts on your home. And we mean the kind that stay new. Handsome, rust-proof Reynolds Lifetime Aluminum gutters and downspouts. They add so much to your house at such a small cost. Why, if yours is an average six-room house, $60 ought to buy your gutters, maybe less. And they go up easily without any soldering. They never need painting, so the first cost is the last. Ask your sheet metal shop, hardware, or building supplies dealer for Reynolds Lifetime Aluminum gutters and downspouts. Or write for literature about this big home improvement for so little money. Just send a postcard addressed to Gutters, Reynolds Metals Company, Louisville 1, Kentucky. That's Gutters, Reynolds Metals Company, Louisville 1, Kentucky. There's one thing at the McGee household that really sells like hotcakes, and that's hotcakes. So listen to a super salesman selling the idea of breakfast in bed to a lady who would rather cook her own. As we join Fibber McGee and Molly.
So you just tuck your little tootsies back in the hay, Tootsie, and relax while I get dressed, Tootsie. I'm going to bring you breakfast in bed.
Oh, no.
Yep.
No, McGee, really, that's a lot of trouble. Don't bother
Now,
me.
tea wagon down out of the attic and serve your hot cakes a la carte.
Now, look, sweetheart, you're wonderful to want to, but
You betcha, and you got it coming, too. You deserve it. This is the kind of a thing that a guy, when he's got the type wife I happen to have got, and he likes to cook anyhow and don't do more of it oftener, he's missing a great bet. Throw me my shirt off of that dead head, will you?
Here. But, McGee, now, I just as soon get up. Really, I can't eat lying in bed anyway.
Huh?
The coffee always goes up my nose. I'll get up and
No,
go down.
sir. You stay right where you darn are. I'll bring you a straw with your coffee.
Great. And if I can find a camel, I'll break his back with it. Really, now, I don't...
You've been a good kid, Molly. And I ought to do more stuff like this. I don't bring you breakfast in bed often enough.
Oh, yes, you do, dear. You do indeed.
When was the last time?
1937. That's often enough.
Well, anyhow, what I plan...
Now, you remember you walked right through that door there with my breakfast?
Yeah?
Dropped the butter, stepped on it, and I got my first egg shampoo sunny side up.
Well, I know amateur when it comes to food, you know. You just snuggle down there and take life easy. Now, I'll have that dough rolled out and cut up into pancakes before you can say that's not the way to do it.
You took the words right out of my mouth.
You take yourself a little snooze now, Mrs. McGee. The chef will awaken you when breakfast is served.
Well, there he goes. Bless his little ham-handed heart. Take a snooze, Mrs. McGee, he says. Mm-hmm. I have news for you, Mrs. McGee. You just as well get up off your back and get your house coat on, because you'll be yelling up to know where something is before you can...
Hey, Molly!
There he goes. Yes, dearie?
Have we got a mixing bowl?
Several of them. Use the big white one.
Which big white one? There's two big white ones just alike. Which one is the mixing?
Heavenly day. Never mind, there's only one now.
You just next, kiddo. Did I wake you up?
Oh, no. I'm still asleep, thank you. Maybe I am asleep at that. Maybe this is all just a horrible dream. Maybe if I pinch myself... Ow! What? No. No such luck. I'd just as well get my house coat on and go down there. Oh, dear. What a day this is going to be. He's going to give me breakfast in bed if he ruins the house and wrecks my nerves doing it. Honest to goodness, somebody ought to make a radio show out of this. They really should. I guess nobody'd ever believe it, so it's too impossible.
Hey, what'd you come downstairs for, Molly? You ain't supposed to be out here. You're having breakfast in bed. Now, pop back upstairs and...
I'm getting lonesome up there by myself.
Hmm?
Sometimes nobody speaks to me for 3 or 4 seconds at a time. It's those long silences.
Well, the rest will do you good, Molly. The knowledge that the preparation of your breakfast is in the expert, loving hands of...
Oh, gee, now who's that, McGee? My hair's all up in curlers. I don't look very
Oh,
presentable.
that's only Ole's milk. Come in.
Hello, Ole. Come on in if I don't frighten you. I haven't had time to take my hair down yet.
Oh, don't worry, Mrs. You look wonderful.
Well, thank you.
You know, I got a daughter who practices putting on lipstick without a mirror, and a sister-in-law who makes her own Sunday eyelashes out of a toothbrush. And last night, my missus tried to mud pack on one side of the face only, so only don't smell so easy. Oh, hello, McGee. What's cooking?
Hi, hot cake. Molly's having her breakfast in bed.
In bed. Very sweet, Mrs. In the king.
Well, I'm not supposed to be down here, Ole. I'm going back up in a minute. See, how's everyone at your house? All well, are they?
Oh, sure, everybody's fine, Mrs. We got a letter from my oldest boy, Lars. He's in the Navy, you know.
Yeah, how'd you like it, Ole?
Well, that's the only thing we don't like about it. There's too many fellas in blue serge suits telling him what to do.
Well, that's the Navy for you, Ole. That's one thing you don't have in the Army.
People giving you orders?
No, blue serge suits. When I was in the Army, in the First World War, the big war, we had...
Look, dearie, I've heard this, so if you boys will excuse me, I'll go back upstairs.
Good. Now, you crawl back in bed and... Oh, hey, while you're down here, where do we keep the orange juice?
In the oranges.
Oh, yeah.
Anything else you need, dearie, just call up every 2 or 3 minutes.
Okay, sisters. You rest. I got got to get busy here, Ole. Give me a hand, will you?
Sure, McGee. Say, it's nice meeting.
No.
I got to go home.
No. I mean, hold this cookbook a minute while I get my stuff together. Here, read me this recipe. Right here while I get the stuff out.
All right. Let's see. For success, take 2/3 of a cup.
2/3 of a cup. Okay, I'll use this cup here. This piece here must be about 2/3.
What else does it say? It says a pancake mix. 2/3 of a cup of pancake mix.
Oh, well, look, I can handle it from here on out, Ole. No sense in letting you louse up the recipe when I can do it myself.
Billy Mills in the orchestra, and Side by Side.
Now, let me see. Get the stuff mixed good, I'll need... Oh, say, Molly.
Yes, lover.
Have we got a hot, slightly greased iron skillet anyplace?
A what?
Just to cook them on a hot, slightly greased. Oh, I know. I can take a cold skillet and heat it and then grease it.
There you go.
Oh, thanks. That's well. More than one way of skinning a cat. Now, look, I promised you your breakfast in bed. Why don't you go on back to bed till I get everything ready?
Because I love my little kitchen, dear. Look at it. When you get through in here, I won't be able to find this thing for a... Wait a minute. Where is the thing?
Right over here. Underneath this pile of pans.
Oh, it's just as plain as anything.
Yeah. Got it. You think I'm so dumb about cooking? I pull out the plumbing when I make a simple batch of pancakes and sausage?
Well, I don't know whether to answer that like a loving wife or an honest woman.
You worry too much. Now, let's see. The recipe says for 27 4-inch pancakes. You like any pancakes or big ones?
I think the 4-inch pancakes are just the right size.
They're too dangerous for me. I prefer them about the size of manhole covers. In fact, I made them come out in Cheyenne, Wyoming once in 1913 that they're still using for manhole covers. These ones I'm making here, boy, they're loose.
Somebody's at the front door, McGee. Come in.
Who is it?
It is I.
We're out here in the kitchen, Mr. Mayor. Come on out.
Hey, how'd you know that was the mayor of the city?
Well, he's the only one we know who's educated enough and polite enough to say it's I.
Oh.
Everybody else we know would say, who'd you think, Louis XIV? There's something you... Oh, hello there, Mr. Mayor.
Good morning, Molly. Hello, McGee.
Hi, Liz.
Well, just you and the apron.
Going to give Molly her breakfast in bed, Liz.
According to the recipe he's using, Mr.
Oh, he uses a recipe? I always thought he was one of those rough and ready cooks who always says, I never use a recipe. I just guess at the proportions, and I never have a failure. They never do have a failure either. You always get sick.
You stick around, son, and fling a flaring into a flock of flapjacks. Mine are so light. Mine are so light, you got to hold them down with a salt shaker. You like big pancakes or little pancakes, Patricia?
Well, it depends on circumstances. When I'm out moose hunting, I like big pancakes.
Oh, do you hunt moose, Mr. Mayor? Where?
In Canada.
I never shot a moose myself. They're good eating?
Well, I don't know. I just keep the antlers and the meat to some worthy institution, and the remainder to a glue factory.
Oh. Do they make glue out of moose?
No, not glue.
Just from
Moose meat.
antlers. They send the meat to worthy institution. And the rest to glue.
For simple, quiet breakfast, McGee, I like the little dollar-sized pancake. In fact, there's only one thing I'd like better, and that's a pancake-sized dollar.
They must be making our dollars out of batter now. Sure ain't much dough in them. Come on in.
Hello, Molly. Hi, Honor. Hello, hi-lo. Am I intruding? What's going on?
Just doing a little cooking, Junior, that's all.
A little cooking, he said.
Take a look around the kitchen, Mr. Wilcox. What would you guess he was preparing?
Well, let me see. From the number of dishes and pots and pans, mixers, spoons and stuff, I'd say you were making chicken a la king for the Legion Convention.
I'm just fixing Molly her breakfast in bed. Look, pancake batter. Look, country sausage. Look, syrup. Look, butter. That's all. What's so complicated about that there?
Well, as the man says, it ain't the ingredients, it's what you put into the ingredients.
Well, I'm afraid McGee is a perfectionist. Every time he cooks, he makes a perfect idiot of himself.
Oh, yeah? Well, when I start out to cook anything, I like to have everything handy in case I need anything for anything.
Well, you've certainly got everything here, pal. You know, just looking around this room reminds me of what happened at my aunt's house yesterday. Her kitchen blow up, did it? Anything like that. She went downtown, though, to do her grocery shopping for the week, you see. And she bought such a huge basket of food that she came home just simply loaded.
Oh, Uncle Dennis used to do that. He always came home loaded.
No, I don't mean that, son. I mean my aunt came home loaded with groceries.
He did too, liquid groceries.
She had all these wonderful things to eat, you see, and I took a look at the basket, and do you know what every single thing was packaged in? What, Holly?
Oh, my God. Don't ever ask him a thing like that, Latrivia. You want to start a big routine?
In bright, colorful Reynolds aluminum foil. Oh. So it is.
Yeah.
You know, of course, that the most colorful, eye-catching packages on any grocery shelves are always the packages done in Reynolds foil. Well, I suppose I should know that. I just... You realize, naturally, that butter and cheese, margarine, dried fruits, all sorts of things, not only look their best, but they're kept at their best when they're packaged in Reynolds foil.
You see what you done, Homer?
Dehydrated soup, for instance, depend on the positive moisture protection of Reynolds foil. Sugar-coated cereals keep fresh in foil packaging.
He knows, Junior, he knows.
Yes, but I'm sorry I brought the whole thing up. And cookies. Ah, cookies. Believe me, once you have tasted the crisp, crackling flavor of cookies kept fresh in a Reynolds foil package, you will never buy any other. Because cookies...
Come on, Junior, come on, get to the point. My gosh, your head's got more of a point than your story tab.
Well, the point of my story, pal, is simply that the best packages and the best-looking packages in any grocery store, the most brilliant labels on bottles and canned goods, is
Now, who do you suppose that is?
Who's that? Oh, just say, only the 14.
The old-timer.
Hey, can you wait a minute, old-timer? I was right in the middle of a story.
No, can't wait, kid. Okay, come on in.
Come on with your narrative, son. Our Reynolds aluminum foil. Well, it's a very interesting yarn, son. George. What's everybody doing? Out here in the kitchen?
Well, I'm having my breakfast in bed.
Sure. Where do you sleep, daughter? In the sink? He's going back to bed as soon as McGee gets his pancakes made, old-timer. That's what he's doing, making pancakes.
in case you thought from looking around that the Montreal hockey team had been warming up in here.
Okay, everybody, scoff at me, deride at me, laugh at me if you want to. But by George, when I get these pancakes...
Pancakes! Do I love them?
Yeah.
And do I know how to make them?
Oh, had a lot of practice, Mr. Oldtimer.
Daughter, I made pancakes before you was born. Out west, that was. I was chuck wagon cook for the old Lazy Bee.
The Lazy Bee.
The old Lazy Bee. Named after my sister, Beatrice. Woman in the Oklahoma Territory. Lost eyes from when she was 29 years old. Had a fly in her nose and was too lazy to brush it off. Sat and watched it till she sprang her eye muscle.
Who was the chuck wagon cook?
You said it, Johnny. My recipe for poncho pie.
Poncho pie.
That's what they call my pancakes, daughter.
Oh.
Shape of a pie and tasted like a poncho. I mixed me a handful of acorns into a scoop of cornmeal, brought them out of a hot rock and mixed with rainwater, then stick them in a hot ashes for 5 hours, then pick them out, cool them off, pick the acorns out of the pancakes, throw away the pancakes, chuck the acorns, and eat the hulls. Ever had any recipe for boiling beaver tail at the Indian festival?
King Sam, and don't let the stars get in your eyes.
For me, for someday I'll return, and you know you're the only one I'll ever love. Too many nights, too many stars, too many moons to take your mind. If I'm got too long, don't forget where you belong. When the stars come out, and twilight falls, moon comes up, and romance calls. Remember that you're mine. Don't let the stars get in your eyes. Break your heart. For me, for someday I'll return, and you know you're the only one I'll ever love. Too many miles, too many days, too many nights to be alone. Don't please keep your heart to yourself while we're apart. When the stars come out, the twilight falls, moon comes up, and romance calls. Remember this, you mustn't let the stars get in your eyes, or let the moon break your heart. In the night, in daylight, skies, don't let the stars get in your eyes. Don't keep your heart for me, for someday I'll return, and you know you're the only one I'll ever love. The only one I'll ever love.
Look, Molly, this is the third time since noon that you've come trotting out here to the kitchen. The third time since noon. You hit it. How can I do your breakfast in bed if you won't stay in bed?
Look, sweetheart, I'm starving. Fast, too.
Gotta be patient, Sissy. Move along now. I'll have these pancakes cooking before... don't eat that cracker.
But, McGee, I got...
Come on now, put it back. That's a good girl. You don't want to dull your appetite now. At the last minute.
Darling, my appetite, dearie, has an edge you could stay with. You could even cut a throat with it. Oh, and this kitchen.
Well, it won't be long now, baby, and I know just how you feel. I got the week myself working here, but I finally had to fix me a couple of ham sandwiches and a pot of coffee to... keep up my own strength. Oh, Miss Green, I'd have had these pancakes cooking before now, only I ran into a little trouble with the batter.
Ran into trouble with the batter.
Mm-hmm.
You look like you just ran into the batter. Indeed. Why did It takes you an hour to scrape yourself off, dearie.
No, that's nothing, kiddo. That's just normal splashes for me. Some cooks spill stuff, but when I get to work, I splash. You see? Hey, McGee, Molly, anybody home?
It's Dr. Gamble. Out here, Doctor.
Oh, hello, Molly, and... Oh, no. Yep. And whatever you're winding up to say, Fatso, it's already been said. So sit down and shut up.
I won't make a comment.
Good.
I can well imagine as I look at you standing there with big blobs of white gunk in your hair all down your front and in your eyebrows, wearing a batch of glue that's too thick for wallpaper paste and too thin for plaster. It you must already have been described by your friends as looking like everything from a paper hanger after a two-bucket fall off a scaffold to a pearl button diver in a starch factory. So I will refrain.
Thank you, Doctor.
What is it, Molly?
Pancakes, Doctor. She's fixing me breakfast in bed.
Breakfast at this hour?
The hour is a little indefinite, Doctor. In fact, 6 hours have gone by since he started this little project. We refer to it around here as Operation Hey Molly.
Well, we're blowing out, Sissy. Look at that batter. Ready to go.
Why don't you go with it, McGee? Look, I'll take Molly out and buy her some breakfast.
I'll take that.
No, sir. You just start right back up to bed now, kiddo, while this little drama goes on to a happy ending. Next time the curtain goes up, it'll find you sitting up in bed, smacking your lips and saying, McGee, you're wonderful.
Well, I guess I can climb those stairs again.
Sure.
Slowly. But if it takes over 20 minutes more, bring me up a sharp knife and some salt and pepper.
What?
That moose head in the guest room looks juicier every time I...
All right, Doc. This is it. Turn on the gas there, boy.
Gladly.
No. Under the skillet, Lemonhead. Not the oven.
Oh, excuse me. I thought you wanted to stick your head in it. Personally, if I were you...
Oh, am I stuffed? Well, how about it? You finally admit I know how to cook hotcakes? More syrup? Another sausage patty? Well, stop nodding your head and say something, will you?
Oh, McGee, you're wonderful. Those hotcakes.
You ought to know, Barrel Belly. You must have ate 3 dozen of them.
They are sensational. I hope I can get up from this table. I call my office and... Hey, what about Molly?
Molly? Oh, Molly! Yeah. Oh, my gosh, I almost forgot her. Oh, well, there's still plenty left for her. I'll run upstairs with a napkin and some silver, Doc. I'll prop her up in bed and get her all ready, and you fix the tray.
Right. What does she like on a pancake? Honey? Syrup, sweetie. You all ready? Hey.
Sleeping like a baby, Doc. Poor kid. I don't have the heart to wake her now. Well, no use wasting all these pancakes.
I should say not. Here, there's one for me.
One for me.
One for me.
One for me.
Molly, return in a moment. If you're looking forward to serving more fish in this Lenten season, remember your best kitchen helper is Reynolds Wrap, the original and genuine, the pure aluminum foil. If you're having broiled fish, for instance, well, you know the worst chore is scouring that broiler pan. Well, don't do it. Don't scour it ever again. Just line the pan with Reynolds Wrap. Use the new heavy-duty Reynolds Wrap, half a yard wide. Or slice together 2 sheets of the regular 12-inch Reynolds Wrap that comes in standard and jumbo economy rolls. Afterward, you just lift out the foil and your pan is clean. And if you're having baked fish, bake it in an all-around jacket of Reynolds Wrap, with the edges folded together in a tight seal.
and serve it right in the foil. You keep in all the luscious flavor. And again, no pan to scour. Stock up on Reynolds Wrap tomorrow. Made by the world's largest producers of aluminum foil, the Reynolds Metal Company.
Well, I'm sorry you didn't get any pancakes, kiddo. But I guess the soup's done you more good.
Well, how were they?
Oh, my gosh, wonderful. I haven't got that 41 of them.
41?
A piece, that is. Doc says I'm a great cook. Gave me a BS degree when we finished eating.
A BS degree.
Mm-hmm.
Bachelor of Science?
Bicarbonate of soda. Good night.
Good night, all.
The Reynolds Metal Company, pioneers of progress through aluminum, has brought you Fibber McGee and Molly transcribed with Bill Thompson, Gail Gordon, Arthur Q. Bryan, Richard Brand, and me, Harlow Wilcox. Don't forget to see Mr. Peepers, starring Wally Cox, on NBC television Sunday night. Also brought to you by Reynolds Aluminum. And be sure to be with us again next Tuesday night. Good night.
Tonight, play Two for the Money with Herb Schreiner on NBC.
The Reynolds Aluminum Program with Fibber McGee and Molly. The Reynolds Metals Company, makers of Reynolds Aluminum, presents Fibber McGee and Molly transcribed with music by the King's Men and Billy Mills Orchestra. During this Lenten season, millions of you homemakers are whipping up tasty meatless dishes like tuna fish casserole, for instance. And here's where Reynolds Wrap, the original and genuine pure aluminum foil, really shines. Line your casserole so it stays clean with Reynolds Wrap. Press it down to fit smoothly inside the dish, with the edges sticking up to keep the food from bubbling over. Now for the recipe. Combine a can of tuna with a can of cream of mushroom soup and 1/3 cup milk. Pour into the foil-lined casserole, sprinkle the top with breadcrumbs, and bake for 20 minutes in a moderately hot oven until brown. Here's real hearty eating for 4 hungry people. And remember, Reynolds Wrap will save you scouring that casserole. And whatever's left over, you just cover by folding over the foil liner and store away. Get an extra supply of Reynolds Wrap for Lent in standard and jumbo economy rolls and the new heavy-duty Reynolds Wrap half a yard wide. Made by the Reynolds Metals Company, world's largest producers of aluminum foil. That's the McGee family car coming down 14th Street. The lady in the front seat is a Mrs. Dennison. And the lady driving the car is a Mrs. McGee of Fibber McGee and Molly.
I hate driving in this traffic, Angelica, although McGee always says...
Oh, I think your driving is fine, Molly. What's the stoplight, dear?
Stoplight where?
Never mind, we passed it. It was green, anyhow.
Oh. Oh, look at that big truck. What does he think he's doing?
He wants to go so slow, why doesn't he straddle the white line like we do?
Drivers. They're so infuriating. Do we turn left here to get to your house, Angelica?
Yes, but there's no left turn allowed on this corner, so do it fast.
Oh, I must tell McGee to get those tires oiled. They're beginning to squeal so badly, and he hates to have anything.
on earth was that noise?
Me. Sounded like something fell off the car. Some little crack like maybe the back seat.
Maybe you better get out and look.
Oh, I think we have.
Well,
The Reynolds Aluminum Program with Fibber McGee and Molly. Reynolds Metals Company, makers of Reynolds Aluminum, presents the Fibber McGee and Molly Show, transcribed. Molly will not be with us this week. She has the flu. Tonight's program is written by Phil Leslie and Keith Fowler and directed by Max Hutto, with music by the King's Men and Billy Mills Orchestra. Farmers, you can put a two-way stretch on your farm profits by building with Reynolds Lifetime Aluminum Roofing and Siding. You stretch income up because heat-reflecting aluminum keeps poultry and livestock cooler in summer, warmer in winter, definitely increasing milk yield, egg production, and weight gain. And then you push costs down because Reynolds Lifetime Aluminum never rusts, never needs painting, lasts a lifetime. Aluminum has inspired new, practical, low-cost methods of farm building, developed particularly by Reynolds Farm Institute. Recent examples are a new poultry range shelter and a new pole frame barn. Actual working plans carry a nominal charge, but Reynolds Farm Institute will be glad to send you free descriptive literature on both the range shelter and the barn. Just address a postcard to Reynolds Farm Buildings, Louisville 1, Kentucky. That's Reynolds Farm Buildings, Louisville 1, Kentucky. Well, the old flu bug bit Mrs. Molly McGee this week, and she's home in bed right now, taking things easy. And here, walking down 14th Street and telling Mr. Wimple all about it, is Mr. McGee of Fibber McGee and Molly.
Like I was telling Doc Gamble, Wimp, when Molly's sick, the whole house just kind of goes to pot. What do you do when your wife is sick, Wimple?
I run and hide in the attic.
Oh,
Oh, she gets so cross.
yeah. Well, me being the type guy that he always spoils my wife when she's sick, I've been doing everything for Molly. I've been just waiting on her hand and hoof.
Hand and hoof?
I've been hoofing up the stairs to hand her something every 5 minutes. I ran upstairs with the orange juice, and then I ran up there with the hot chocolate, and then I ran up there with a mop.
The mop?
Hot chocolate all the way up the steps.
Oh.
What happened was Doc Gamble left his satchel sitting in the front hall, see? And I run clean up to the first landing before I realized I was wearing it on my right foot like an overshoe.
Goodness. What did the doctor say? Or can you repeat it out in the street like this?
He was sitting out in the kitchen drinking coffee, and he... Oh, wait a minute. Here comes Mabel, too.
Hi, Fib.
Hi, Mabe.
How's Mom?
Fine.
Good.
How's Mort?
Same.
Good?
Lousy.
Oh.
Bye, Fib.
Bye, Mabe. Mort Toots' his wife.
I never speak to her.
You never speak to her. Why not?
I've never met her.
Oh. Well, anyhow, while Doc was having his coffee, I ran upstairs again to wake Molly up and ask her if she wanted me to do anything for her, and, like sing to her or play her a game of checkers or something or anything.
You woke her up just to say that?
Why, certainly. She couldn't have answered me if I hadn't woken her up, could she?
It's a good thing you aren't me.
What you mean?
I remember one time I woke up my wife, and 2 days later I woke up. In the cold bed. I had it more knots than 40 feet of pickled pine.
Well, anyhow, Doc got worried about me wearing myself out waiting on Molly so much, I guess, on account of because he said what I ought to do is get out of the house a while. Get some air. So, come on in Kramer's drugstore with me, will you?
All right. I want to see if the April issue of the Birdwatcher's Journal is in anyhow. There's an article...
Hey, hold it a minute. I want to check the phone booth.
What is he trying to do?
Hey, look at this, Wimp. I found a nickel. 2 nickels.
Mr. McGee, you think of the darndest... What's the matter?
They're slugs. of all the dirty tricks. I want to report this joint to the Better Business Bureau. Hey, wait a minute. Maybe they'll work in the pinball machine.
You shouldn't do that, should you? Mr. Kramer will
He can't see what I'm using. He's away in the back there. Goes in the slot, all right. Hey, look. Lights are starting to flash already. Hey, my God. Hey, what the? What's the? Holy smoke. Pull the cord out, man. Pull the cord out. I'm just saying. Hit me. Pull it out. That ratted monster. If that ain't the...
Surprised you, didn't I, McGee?
I told him not to use slugs, Mr. Kramer.
My gosh, Kramer. What the heck kind of a way is that to treat a customer?
All right, folks. Just McGee trying to slug the pinball machine. A friend of mine in an electronics lab picked that up for me, McGee. I've been expecting you.
Oh, yeah? By George, I got a good notion to sue you, Kramer. A guy that's supposed to be a businessman and rigs up a dad-ratted booby trap.
Caught one, too.
Very funny.
I thought so too, Mr. Kramer.
Shut up, Wimple. I come in here to buy my wife a present, Kramer. By George, I may just take my business someplace else.
No, McGee, surely you jest.
Oh, yeah? You just wait and see.
That's a cute one.
Shut up.
Goodness, I'll go get a magazine and go home because nobody likes it.
I wouldn't spend a nickel in here anyhow, Kramer, if I could get credit anyplace else. You know it.
Well, before you stalk out of here, and I've never seen you leave any other way, I've got a message for you. My wife took a phone call for you a while ago.
Phone call? For me? Who was it, Molly? Was it Molly?
No, it wasn't your wife.
Oh.
Some man. Said he was a friend of yours. The silly idiot. Here, written down.
Let me see. Will you meet me at the Bonton at noon? Want to express my appreciation for your noble deed. Huh? Me? Noble deed? I wonder what I did.
I'm as baffled as you are.
Yeah.
The nicest thing I remember you ever doing was the year you broke your leg and stayed home all summer. It's a great town to live in that year.
Say who he was. Just a friend. Oh, well, I got so many friends that I've done nice things for that, well, gee whiz, this might be anybody.
Yes. Now run along and let me get back to work with you, because I...
Okay, thanks, Kramer. Hey, Wimple, come on, you want to go over to Bonton with me?
No, no, thank you, Mr. McGee, but I'd better not.
Oh?
I want to hurry on home on account of Sweetie Face.
Oh. She's waiting for you?
No, she'll be away all day. That's when I like to hurry on home.
Oh.
Billy Mills in the orchestra and Goofus.
Yeah. Boy, this is kind of intriguing. This could be anybody wanting to thank me for anything. Meet me at noon at the Bonton. Wish I knew exactly where in the Bonton. This is a pretty big store.
Mr. Carr, Mr. John Carr, come to the office. Mr. Ed Carr, come to the office. Mr. Tom Carr, come to the office. Carr.
Better ask somebody where people meet down here, I guess. Any guy that wants to thank me for a noble deed I done by... Oh, hey, sis.
Yes, sir. May I assist you, sir?
Yes, I'm supposed to meet a guy down here on important business, and I don't want to miss
Well,
him.
I'll be glad to help you, sir. Where are you to meet him?
I don't know. Wherever he is, down here, someplace.
I see. What is his name, sir?
I don't know. He's a friend of mine.
Does he work here, sir?
I don't know. I don't think so. I done him a big favor, though.
Well, what did you do for him?
I don't know. He wants to thank me for it personally.
Thank you for what?
I don't know. Whatever I done for whoever it was, whenever I done it. Where should I wait for him?
But do you see the gentleman over there with the carnation, sir?
Oh.
You go ask him this.
Oh, okay. You think he can help me, sis?
I don't know. But I want him to hear this. He keeps telling me I'm stupid.
Not very helpful, I guess.
Mr. Cranston, report to Mr. John Goldbach in Jen's